Here from Horizon High School, we have the Horizon Huskies and the Notre Dame Prep Saints. In the broadcast booth, I'm Zach Mott, joined alongside Eric Castellon. Eric, last week we saw a heartbreaking loss from the Horizon Huskies, 24-22 to Desert Mountain. Can you take us through the recap of that one?
Yeah, it was a very back and forth game, really ugly for the most part. A lot of chippiness, a lot of penalties, and it was down to the wire up until the very last minute of the game. And it was really a heartbreaking loss with just under 30 seconds to go. Desert Mountain scored the go-ahead touchdown. Really left no time for this Horizon offense to try to get a game-winning field goal attempt or even any kind of score for that matter. But we're looking to see them bounce back here. They're coming off a tough loss, and usually when teams come off a tough loss, especially here in section play, they seem to be a little more fired up, a little more motivated. And Notre Dame Prep, they're coming off a brutal loss, not as dramatic per se, but they're both coming off losses. It should be a good game. Both teams looking to bounce back in a big way. Horizon, especially after our last second loss, we should be in for a good one.
Yeah, and I was on the field for the post-game interview, and just being right near that Horizon sideline, I got the vibes from them that they were very disappointed with themselves on that last drive. Spoke to Coach Litton, who told me, he expected better from his team on that drive, and a lot of things went wrong for them. Obviously, they scored with about 3 minutes to go. It was Jax Markovich in the corner of the end zone that scored the go-ahead touchdown, but unfortunately that wouldn't stick with Desert Mountain driving all the way down the field, aided by some flags and some not so great penalties, if you will, and they ended up finding the end zone and winning that game. But as you said, yeah, a lot of chippiness in that game. We'll see what type of aggression this Horizon team comes out with in this game. Obviously, still holding that loss last week in their heads.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And then you can say those penalties definitely were, a factor in that one. A lot of both sides really kind of questionable decisions really to call flags or not call flags. And really, it was just that kind of game last week. It was just dramatic, down to the wire, and there was so much drama. Had the crowd involved, had really both sides. Even the away crowd, Horizon showed out last week too, and that just proves how much this program means to all those fans. So, hopefully they turn things around here. Not nearly as many penalties. I think we will see a good turnaround in that regard, but it should be a good one for sure.
Yeah, Horizon picked up 10 penalties for 110 penalty yards last week. It was a combined 19 penalties and 193 penalty yards between both Horizon and Desert Mountain. So very uncharacteristic of this Horizon team to pick up that many penalties. But we have a great home crowd for this matchup between Notre Dame Prep and Horizon. And we see a ton of pink in the crowd. The pink pom-poms from the cheerleaders celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month. As we get set for kickoff here, Notre Dame Prep will kick off to Horizon, and we are underway as that one's fielded at the 1 yard line. Taken upfield to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and he breaks free. He's headed through the middle of the field. He's got it, and he's in. Touchdown, Vincent Valentino. He just took it 99 yards to the house to open this one. Wow.
Wow, indeed. Oh, my goodness. I've never seen a hole that big open up on a kickoff return in quite some time, and he had all the open space, daylight ahead of him, and what a start. We were talking about them needing to bounce back. I don't think there's really any bigger way to bounce back than an opening kickoff return for a touchdown. What a start for the Huskies.
Last week against Desert Mountain, it took until the third quarter for Horizon to finally get a touchdown. It took them 15 seconds today as the PAT is up and good. And we have a 7-0 lead here at Horizon High School.
Man, you can see Vincent Valentino down there fired up. He is stomping around, high-fiving his teammates, and for no better reason than that. Man, oh man, what a start.
If you make a play like that, you have the right to celebrate. And what a way to open it for this Horizon Huskies team. Wow.
Get him an oxygen tank, too, while we're at it.
I was thinking when he fielded that at the 1, it was probably could have let it go and it would have bounced into the end zone. Fielded it at his own 1 and took it 99 yards.
Yeah, kind of reached up for it, too, if you saw that. Yeah, almost like a receiver.
I thought maybe he got suspended or something.
So a bit of a shock here for the Notre Dame Prep Saints. 15 seconds into this game, and they'll be receiving the ball. But they find themselves down 7-0. Eric, how do you respond if you're the Notre Dame Prep Saints after what just happened?
Well, I would say probably return your own kickoff for a touchdown, but barring the possibility they can't do that. I think you just have to have some kind of score on offense, whether it's a field goal, whether it's a touchdown. You just have to go out there and try to match them in some way, shape, or form. You by no means can have a 3-and-out or a turnover. That's going to really kill the momentum. So they're going to look to try to keep some of that, so they can keep it the rest of the game, really.
You think Canyon Floyd was watching that on the sideline? He just booted that out of the back of the end zone as far as he could. He did not want any return on him.
I think his goal is to boot it out of the end zone every time. To be fair, he's got a leg, that's for sure.
He's 20th in the entire country in kickoff yards, according to Max Preps.
Man, doesn't allow many returns. I'll say that.
So 1st and 10 coming here from the 20. And the snap taken. Throw to the right side, and it's going to sail out of bounds, incomplete. That was number 12, Colton Jones, the intended receiver.
Colton Jones, 12 receptions on the year, 213 yards. Really the wide receiver 2 on this offense. We're going to see a lot from him and Cooper Perry, who's the top wideout on this Saints offense.
One of the more interesting things I found out about Cooper Perry today while I was taking a look at some research, he's the number 1 recruit in Arizona for the class of 2025. So he certainly has some talent here for this Notre Dame Prep Saints team. Trigueros will fire this one to the right side. It's complete and right near the first down marker, and they're going to give it to him. That is a first down for Notre Dame Prep. That was Jamison Bush, I believe, on the receiving end of that one.
Had a touchdown last week against Brophy Prep. Really, what was a struggling game for Notre Dame from the start. See if they can turn around the offense in this one against this Husky defense. Not an easy task, of course.
This Husky defense has been up to the task for most games this year. Trigueros going to take it himself, running to the right side, and he's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
I think regardless of whatever game we're watching or calling, it seems like this Husky defense is very active on the defensive front. They seem to shift almost instantly as soon as a play develops, and we saw it again there, able to wrap up the ball carrier before he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely, and led by Carson Cobb, who's been phenomenal this year. He's got 50 total tackles and 6 sacks. He leads the team in both of those.
He's a leader on this defense, and he will continue to do so.
So 2nd down upcoming. Trigueros will take the snap. He drops back. Pressure coming. He's still dropping back deeper. Fires, and it is incomplete. Cooper Perry was the intended receiver. He just couldn't come down with it at the 40. So that'll bring up 3rd down.
And Trigueros able to evade the pressure coming from both ends of the defensive line there and able to scramble away and kind of give Perry a shot to catch that ball. And heck of an effort, though, too, for Cooper Perry. Saw the skills there, able to get to the ball and get his hands on it, but good job by the defenders to knock it out of his hands.
And a solid throw there from Trigueros as well. I mean, he was drifting back and was still able to place it over 3 defenders in the area. See the talent from him. 3rd and long upcoming. And Trigueros takes the snap pressure immediately. He dumps it off to Cooper Perry, who gets it underneath at the 30, the 35, headed upfield, and he's not going to get the line to gain at the 41. Pushed out of bounds about 4 yards shy, and the punt unit will come out for the Notre Dame Prep Saints.
I will say Presley Jones was the corner on that tackle. What a great job he did to close in on Perry right there. He just was really the only line of defense he had between him and the first down. Able to cut him off right at the point of attack and push him out of bounds well short of the first, and really leave no shot at a 4th and short situation where they go for it. See if Valentino can get another one.
Wouldn't that be something? Ball is snapped and kicked, and it's not going to be a very good one. It's going to touch up around the 43, and a positive bounce here for the Saints. It's going to go all the way down to the 30, inside the 30 to the 29. So that looked very bad there, but ends up being pretty decent.
And when you get the fortuitous bounce there, anything go your way, usually that's a good sign. We'll see what happens for him the rest of the game. I don't think that's very characteristic of him anyway, but regardless, I mean, I guess it could have been also planned to avoid Valentino running another one back. I guess we didn't really think about that one either.
Yeah, definitely a possibility. feel like we hadn't seen such a run from Vincent Valentino on a return so far this year, and he's been decently impactful on the offensive side, but I mean, that was just probably the most sensational play he's had all year.
Barring the stakes as well, too. Huge play.
So the Horizon offense will come out for the first time. Ashley will fake the handoff. He's going to run up the middle. He breaks a couple tackles. He's still going, and he's down near the 40. They'll mark him a yard shy at the 41-yard line, and that's a big Huskies first down.
Jace Ashley, we've seen the dual threat before, and he's just going to keep going with it. He uses his legs a lot in this offense. Saw it again there.
First down, Ashley will hand the ball off this time, and a gain of about 3 or 4 on that carry. Bodie Zamorano on the rush.
And Bodie's going to look to bounce back in a big way here. We talked about it last week. He has been such a force running the football in all the other games. But last week he was bottled up by that Desert Mountain defense. So he's going to look to break free this time and maybe have another 100-yard game.
Averaged just barely over 3 yards a carry, his lowest total of the year. Ashley rolls right. He's going to get hit, and he's going to get sacked. Back at the 45-yard line, Jace Ashley just runs out of time, and it's Deacon Jones on the sack there for Notre Dame.
No one really got open downfield. Ashley was looking to run for it, but a good job to wrap him up before he can even throw it away as well.
So now a 3rd and long upcoming here for this offense. Backed up to the 45-yard line. 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Ashley will take the snap. He'll roll left. He'll fire. Bodie Zamorano underneath at the 40, headed downfield at the 35. Tries to break a couple tackles. Does just so. Gets past the 30, and he has a first down.
That's just great ball carrier vision there by Zamorano. Really didn't look like there was anywhere for him to go, and just waited patiently for his blocks to set up and was able to find the daylight and get a first down.
He hasn't been super impactful in the receiving game so far this year. See him getting active early. First down coming here from the 27. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Ashley will take the snap. He'll hand the ball off, fake the throw. Bodie Zamorano headed to the right side, and he's got himself close to the first down marker. He's going to be, I believe, a yard shy here.
Definitely a better start for him than we saw last week. Not as much as being bottled up as we saw from Desert Mountain's defense. It's a good sign for him.
So 2nd and 1, Ashley will hand the ball off to Zamorano. He's got the first down and more, headed downfield to the 10-yard line where he's finally met by defenders. And another nice gain there from Bodie Zamorano.
With the tackle. Huskies first and goal from the Notre Dame 10.
Didn't see really much of the rushing attack be a factor in terms of touchdowns. Let's see what they turn to here to try to get a score.
Ashley takes the snap, hands it off. Zamorano up the middle, and he'll get to about the 5 before he's finally brought down. I believe they'll mark him at the 6.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Jace Ashley fake it to one of his backs here and keep it for an option. We saw him do that many times all year. Even last week, he had 100 yards rushing against Desert Mountain, so don't be surprised to see him pull it back and run like we saw him on that first play.
Another note, Anthony Segura now in at running back here. He had 2 touchdowns last week. Then their goal line back. Ashley hands it off. Segura, and he's going to get close. See where they mark him. See if they have him down at the 3.
Segura, their goal line back, they usually turn to him. He's a lot harder to bring down than Zamorano, even though I think, to be fair, both of them are pretty hard to bring down. Definitely the bigger back out of the 2 and more of a goal line threat. We've seen it before. We saw it last week. Let's see if they try to open up some kind of play action here off that.
Yeah, he's been a great compliment to Bodie Zamorano. Ashley almost a snap a little bit, takes it himself. He's got a hole, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jace Ashley. 3-yard run there from Jace Ashley, and Horizon takes an early 13-0 lead here over Notre Dame Prep.
That's Ashley's 8th touchdown rushing on the year. We talked about the dual threat. Adds to the total there. Man, for a quarterback, he's a pretty gifted runner.
Yeah, he was tied with both Segura and Zamorano, each with 7 touchdowns. He now takes the lead over them as the kick by Canyon Floyd is up, and it's through the uprights, and we have a 14-0 lead here with 5:55 to go. So that Notre Dame prep defense struggling a little bit early, could not stop that Horizon drive. They end up in the end zone for 7.
Notre Dame prep really going to need to find some kind of answer on offense if they hope to have really any shot to, be even with Horizon in this game and stay in it. I mean, just based on the first 2 drives we've seen, both Horizon on offense and then Notre Dame prep on their last drive, doesn't look to be pretty even in my regard.
Yeah, Notre Dame prep coming off of a loss. They were on their bye week last week, but coming off of a loss on the 22nd of September against Brophy, 42-17. So looking to put a better showing on the board here, but not a good start defensively for them. As we mentioned before, Horizon took until the 3rd quarter against Desert Mountain last week to score, but they found the end zone in the first 15 seconds. Now they found it twice. First about 7 minutes or so.
Yeah, and for context, too, both teams had trouble scoring in that first half. Neither of them got a touchdown on the board until the 3rd quarter. It was a very defensive battle.
That one is a line drive fielded, headed upfield at the 30, and he's going to be tackled right around there. So the Notre Dame prep offense will get started from their own 30-yard line.
Huskies.
We'll see if we can get something better out of this offense this drive.
Stadium, Jay Calhoun, assistant Sophie's below, our equipment manager, Mr. Brett Allen, the greatest.
They try and get Cooper Perry a little bit more involved. Obviously, targeted him twice on that drive. One for an incompletion, one for a short completion. Nearly got the first down. It's really the X factor, I feel like, for this offense.
When you're the #1 recruit in Arizona for your class, you figure you have to be the top weapon.
Little run there that's not going to go anywhere. Deacon Shea on the carry.
Again, this defensive line really showing their stuff here, really overpowering the O-line there and just getting to the ball carrier pretty much at the line of scrimmage. We don't really see that too much. I mean, this line is really overpowering.
So 2nd down upcoming. Horizon sending players up to the line. Look like they're showing blitz, and we're going to have a flag.
Penalty marker down.
Let's see what the call is. So they're going to get the Horizon defense for coming off sides.
Second quarter of the Notre Dame 36.
They're a very aggressive bunch. We've seen that plenty of times. We saw it last week, too, especially in that very ugly game last week, penalty-wise. Hopefully that's not a trend that will continue on.
Pretty solid so far through the first 7 minutes or so. A handoff, and Bush trying to get an edge and gets out to about the 36, so maybe a gain of 1 or so there. This Horizon defense, they've been playing up, and they haven't really allowed the running backs here for Notre Dame to get any yards.
Go to the line again. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
So what feels like a really important 3rd down upcoming here for Notre Dame prep, who finds themselves down 14 points early.
In my mind there, this feels pretty big for them. They don't want to go 3 and out twice.
Perry motions right to left. Jaguaros will take the snap. He looks for him underneath, and he's going to be right there at the 40, and they're going to mark him there, and it's going to be a 1st down.
I think they were a little friendly with the spot there. I think he got possession right on their own side of the 40, but they'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Nice catch, and keeps the drive alive and avoids a 2nd straight 3 and out.
Kind of a safety plug there. Cooper Perry was on that play. Just sat down in the middle of the zone. Jaguaros found him right across the middle, right at the spot. So good job there by Cooper Perry. So many times we see receivers short of the line to gain on 3rd down because they just don't set up where they need to.
It's great awareness there by their top wideout.
Jaguaros will hand the ball off. And a decent gain here, about 7 or 8 yards. It's going to be Brady Meyer on the carry.
About 7. 21 Anthony Segura with the tackle.
Seems like this Notre Dame prep offense, they seem to have a lot of different guys who carry the ball. They seem to rotate in a lot of different backs, a lot of different, really, ball carriers. It's almost a plethora of options, really.
A second and short upcoming. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Trigueros will hand the ball off. It'll be Bush on the run, and he's going to get the first down. He's going to be across the 50. Still a little bit of pushing and shoving here. Whistle still hasn't blown, and finally it's blown. They're going to mark him at the 49-yard line.
To prove my point there, we've seen 3 different ball carriers on this drive already. Bush with the first down that time.
We are leading the stop.
Yeah, last week, or I should say, the last game against Brophy for this Notre Dame team, 6 players combined for 23 carries, 136 yards, and a touchdown. So to your point, yes, this Notre Dame prep team, they use a lot of different players to run the football. And I believe Trigueros just got another Husky offsides, and seems to be the case.
Discipline early on here. Usually don't see too many offsides penalties, and I totally don't blame them. This defense is aggressive. They're anticipating things, and they're looking to get into that backfield like they have pretty much all game long so far. Kind of comes back to bite them there.
That was Jack Metzler on the wrong side of that penalty. Nonetheless, it'll put the ball at the 44-yard line. Bush will motion from the backfield to the right side of the line. Perry from left to right. The handoff to Cooper Perry coming around. He's going to have the first down. He's going to be tackled at about the 35. They'll mark him a couple of yards shy at the 37.
And now we can put Perry down as another ball carrier on this team. He's pretty shifty himself. We've seen it a couple times on that screen pass last drive, and even here able to maneuver around and get to the first down marker.
Yeah, their leading receiver this year has got 7 touchdowns. You can tell why, the talent he possesses. Saints will send 4 out. Now the running back on the left side of the line, that's Meyer. Empty backfield, Trigueros will take the snap. He's rolling left. Pressure is coming. Tries to get around the edge. He does to the 30, 25, and he'll step out of bounds right near the 20. So Trigueros able to evade the pressure, get out of the pocket. You see him use his legs there and gain a big first down.
I will say you don't really see Trigueros use his legs too much. Only has 110 rushing yards on the year so far. He's usually just a drop back and sling it kind of guy, but able to use quite a good amount of speed there to get around the edge and pick up a good chunk and get a first down.
The dual threat ability is always a plus for the offense.
I'm assuming if you're the defense, you don't game plan around that because you see the 110 yards and you figure, oh, he's not a big runner. But after that, you got to adjust a bit.
Trigueros fakes the handoff, faked me out and tackled right at the 20-yard line. That read option really faked me out there.
It's faked me out a couple times. You're not alone there. It's faked out even the best camera people in the world too. So don't be too hard on yourself.
Like I'm usually pretty sharp on those, but that was a pretty good one there from Trigueros. 3 receivers out wide. Bush will motion to the left side of the line. Leave Meyer alone in the backfield. Trigueros will fire. He's got an open receiver and a touchdown. That's going to be Cooper Perry. And he finally sees the end zone. And the Notre Dame Prep Saints are finally on the board.
A touchdown for Cooper Perry, and a bit of a blown coverage there. Someone missed an assignment. Trigueros looked up and saw that there was absolutely no one on his favorite target. So why not sling it over there? And it's pretty much a walk-in from that point on. So a bit of a letdown defensively there. Not sure what happens. You know that's going to be discussed once this team comes back to the sideline.
Laborio puts that one up, and it is good. So the PAT up and good, and that put 7 on the board there for the Saints. They find themselves down by 1 score here. But just under a minute left to play here in the first quarter. We've had a much different game this game than we did last game.
Yeah, already 21 combined points in this first quarter and a lot of offense on both sides. Well, minus the kick return touchdown, but a lot more excitement, I should say. But that was a huge drive from the Saints there. They really needed some kind of leverage here going into the end of the quarter. They were able to get 7 on the board, let alone 3. It's really big for the rest of this game, especially when you can answer at least one every other time or so. They definitely didn't want to go 3 and out twice or punt the ball away twice and give Horizon a chance to increase their lead.
Pretty solid long drive there as well from Notre Dame. Took a decent chunk out of this first quarter clock off.
It's been a pretty fast game so far. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx anything.
Valentino, he'll field it at his own 7-yard line, take it upfield, slowing, waiting for blocks in front of him, and he's tackled across the 35. Looks like he lost the football. We'll see what the referees have to say. The Notre Dame Prep Saints special teams coming up, pointing in their positive direction. Still awaiting a signal. Referees looking at the bottom of the pile. And they are going to rule this Saints ball. So Vincent Valentino, who had that wonderful return, follows it up by coughing up the football and giving the Saints excellent field position.
What a turn of events there. Just like that, you get the ball back right after a touchdown and using that momentum in a big way. And that's a huge, huge mistake there by Valentino. Really had no option there but to return it, so I can't say he should have let it go like he did last time. Man, coughing up the ball there, giving the Saints offense good field position after what they did last drive. Not a recipe for success, but this defense we've seen has been up to the task all year. Let's see what they do here.
Struggled a little bit in the earlier season, Eric, if you remember, with some muffed kicks. Obviously ends up coughing up the football on that one. Trigueros will take the snap. He looks to his right to Cooper Perry, has to fire underneath. That's Bush. Bush running to the left side. He's going to break a couple tackles, evade a couple defenders, and he's finally knocked down past the 20, near the 15-yard line.
And what a hit there from Carson Cobb there at the end. Came flying in and delivered the shoulder charge. Add insult to injury here. Looks like this one's going to come back.
Yeah, what looked like a great offensive play there. And a solid little play from Notre Dame. It's going to come all the way back. Did you catch what the penalty was, Eric?
I believe it was a block on the back, if I'm not mistaken. Some kind of holding block on the back call. Anytime you see a play like that, a screen pass, you got to be wary of those holds. Any kind of really blocking penalty.
So that'll back them up all the way to the 45. Perry motions. Behind Trigueros. He'll catch the ball at around the 50. And he's going to throw it. And he's got a receiver. It's complete inside the 10 to the 5, trying to get to the end zone. And just short of the end zone, that's Brady Meyer, who Cooper Perry found all the way down the field.
And what a play call there. I mean, getting the ball, just from our point of view, that was just behind Trigueros there to Perry. And then right before he gets to the line of scrimmage, he floats it up there. It is legal, of course, if you toss it back and then throw the ball, as long as you get before the line of scrimmage. And I don't think the Horizon defense was ready for that one at all, let alone either of us.
Yeah, nice little trick play there. A little correction. That was not Brady Meyer on the receiving end. It was Dawson Dorward, number 6. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. An exciting one at that. The Horizon Huskies lead this one 14-7 here at Horizon Huskies Field. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter right after this.
Hi Varsity sports fans, this is Shai Gara. Make sure you stay tuned for our halftime where we break down different highlights from sports locally or otherwise. So plenty of entertainment and content coming your way if you stick around with us. What I personally think is cool about our halftime show is we cover different sports, maybe some you might not expect, and a variety of different content, of course, high school football, and maybe some professional stuff such as NFL highlights from the previous week.
And we're back here from Horizon Huskies Field, where the Huskies find themselves up 14-7. Notre Dame Prep finds themselves at the 1-yard line looking to answer again and try and tie this game up. Guerreros has 2 in the backfield. Bush to his right. Now Bush the lone man. Another motion. Trigueros fakes the handoff, takes it himself, sees into the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame Prep Saints.
That's exactly the answer if you're Notre Dame. They get back-to-back scores here after being down 14-0 early, and that Valentino fumble proves very costly. We're an extra point away from this game being tied.
Eric, I feel like this has all of the smells, if you will, of a shootout.
I would like to point out last time you said that, it turned out to be the opposite. So, I mean, that was before the game started, to be fair. Last time you did say that. So let's see if you end up becoming a fortune teller this time.
I believe they call it the announcer's jinx.
Let's be honest here. We jinx a lot of things. I'm guilty of a lot of them.
Aren't we all? By the way, the PAT up and good, so it's a 14-14 game. 5 seconds into the second quarter, Notre Dame finds themselves tied up.
I will say this game is already on pace to be more high scoring than last week. Last week it was a very defensive battle, especially in the first half. And as soon as they scored that first touchdown, there was already more points than the entire first half last week. If that tells you anything.
I feel like we were a little bit surprised sitting up here that they came out in the second half and looked so good offensively, because we saw none of that in the first half last week, as this one is booted away. Vincent Valentino will field it at his 1-yard line, puts his arms up all the way to catch that one once again, and he gets out past the 20, just shy of the 25-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 23, and he holds on to the football that time. The Huskies offense will take over right there.
You got to give him some credit for wanting to do what he's good at. I mean, he's returning for a reason. He's coming off a touchdown in this game. He just wants to make something happen for his team. And unfortunately, some bad things can happen, like that fumble last return. This time he was able to hold on to it, but at the end of the day, he just wants to go and really just do what he's good at.
And more so credit the coaching staff. He has made some mistakes earlier in the year, but they've stuck with him the whole way. A lot of times in football, you make a mistake, a couple mistakes, they start to pile on, and you no longer have the job, but they've stuck with Valentino, and they obviously got rewarded on that first play of the game. So the Husky offense will set up. Ball here at the 23-yard line, a lot of motion. Ashley is going to pitch this one to the left side at Zamorano. We'll see where they mark him. They'll give him a 1-yard gain. So 2nd and 9 upcoming.
I'm going to go back to what you were talking about Valentino and his mistakes he made. I think that, like you said, it was a big credit to the coaching staff, but it's also a credit to the fact that they want him to grow as a player. So many times early on in, football players' careers, high school, college, you want to see them learn from their mistakes, not punish them for them, really, especially when they don't happen too often.
Heavy formation on the left side of the line. Ashley will fake. He'll roll out to his right. He's not going to have much time. Tries to evade a couple of defenders, and he's finally brought down 3 Notre Dame Prep Saints defenders in the area, and he'll be sacked back at the 19-yard line.
The Saints pass rush there. We haven't seen Ashley too flustered back there where he has to be scrambling for his life, really. It's the first time we've seen that tonight, and really only a handful of times all year. And see what the O-line does to improve it throughout the rest of the game.
Didn't even have time to really set his feet and try and fire that ball out of bounds. They were right up in his face immediately on that play-action fake. Ashley will hand the ball off. And a nice gain out to about the 30-yard line here. It's going to be Bodie Zamorano on the carry, but he will be short of the line of gain. And they're trying to play hurry up here. Let's see if they're just trying to draw him off sides or they're going to run a play.
Well, I think you were right.
And with a running clock, they're going to send the punt team out. This isn't something you see too often. And now some confusion. We're going to get a timeout here from the Husky sideline, so it didn't really work there the way they wanted it to. We'll take a quick timeout. 14-14 all here, Huskies and Notre Dame Prep Saints.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
Back here from Huskies Field as the Huskies find themselves tied 14-14. Fourth down play upcoming. Canyon Floyd back at his own 15 to field this ball and boot it away. Senior is an ASU commit for the time being, that is. And Floyd will boot this one away. Going to touch up around the 45, take a very positive horizon bounce, and it will be finally stopped at the 32-yard line, so that's where the Saints offense will take over.
Didn't think I'd be saying this soon in the game after they were down 14-0, but chance for Notre Dame here to take the lead. And after the couple drives they've had, after the fumble and the first drive of the game for them, they got the touchdown.
It's an off.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Zach.
Sorry about that, Eric. I just wanted to mention it's an offense that's been really, really lethal this year. Trigueros, 16 passing touchdowns. He's only been picked off one time. For somebody who's thrown the ball 128 times, that feels pretty ridiculous.
I was going to say, it's crazy how fast life comes at you and how quick things can turn around.
Trigueros will fake the handoff. He's going to pitch it. Running to the right side, that's going to be Bush, and he's got the edge over to the 40-yard line. He's pushed out of bounds a little bit late, but we're not going to see a flag there.
I don't think that was too late. I think it was right as he was heading out of bounds, just finishing the tackle.
Eric, is this the best crowd we've had all year? I mean, almost every bleacher in front of me to the side of me is packed. It is just unbelievable.
I think it is. I think we have the makings here of almost essentially a sellout.
Think back to that Pinnacle game. We had a great crowd for that one, a 27-7 loss for this Huskies team. Expected to be one of the better matchups of the year. Now we have a great game and we have a great crowd out here on this Friday night. Second down upcoming here from the 41, excuse me. Trigueros will take the snap. He'll fake the handoff. He fires over the middle, and that is caught by Jamison Bush. And Bush is down to the 45-yard line for a Saints first down.
I will say these last couple of drives, this Husky defense has looked very confused. I see them looking around after every play, kind of wondering what's going on. They're not used to teams driving on them like this. Even Desert Mountain, who's got a very good offensive unit, was stymied by them pretty much the first three quarters. And they're going to need to turn things around quick here before things start to spiral out of control.
Huskies defense not really able to play man coverage against most of these receivers. Think of the talent they have. Cooper Perry, Colton Jones, wide receiver 1 and 2 on this team. And they're going to come off sides for the third time this game. I believe that's Carson Cobb who came across the line. And it is indeed.
Again, just a little too over anxious there, too excited. The aggression, we've seen it all year long. It pays off. It looks like this offense is starting to see that and is trying to get some different snap counts in there and try to play that to their advantage, and it's worked so far.
I think this Horizon defense knows that they have to be aggressive at the line, try and get a stop in the backfield or a sack, because they're not really able to cover downfield, and you've seen that for the most part this game. Trigueros with an empty backfield. He drops back, some rushers coming, and he completes the pass, but he's going to be tackled short of the line of scrimmage. It's going to be number 8, Cody Wells, on the receiving end of that one.
I'm actually surprised he got that ball off. He was swarmed pretty quickly there and able to get it to some help out there. had a lifeline, if you will.
Yeah, I'll note the calmness so far we've seen from Trigueros, despite the rush in his face, has been pretty impressive and could definitely explain why his stats are as good as they look on the sheet. Lining up with 4 receivers here on the right side, 1 on the left. Bush will motion behind Trigueros, going right to left. Trigueros is finally facing pressure, fires it downfield, and it's incomplete. Just trying to get that one down the field and out of bounds, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Live to see another down there.
And that time the defense was able to read and react, really. The secondary did a really good job of keeping their receivers in front of them. They noticed it was going to be another rollout. They were able to contain Trigueros from running the ball. It's a great reaction there from the defense, and they forced a huge 3rd down.
This Husky crowd getting loud, being proud for their team, and our bleachers are shaking. So we have at least 100 cheerleaders down there. I mean, oh my goodness. Tons of cheerleaders right in front of us. Trigueros will take the snap. He's going to fire over the middle. Cooper Perry. And, excuse me, that wasn't Cooper Perry. That's going to be Colton Jones. And they're going to say it's a catch and a 1st down. The Husky defense did not agree, but the referees mark it as a catch. And what a play made there by Colton Jones coming back to the football.
Yeah, able to keep his concentration. I think the defense is going to argue, at least their case, is that as he came to the ground or as he hit the ground, the ball popped up, but it never hit the ground. It just popped up from his chest, and he was able to re-corral it. And a heck of a play there from Colton Jones on a huge 3rd down with Carson Cobb all over him. Able to make the catch and get another big 1st down for this Saint offense.
I was going to mention he was absolutely smothered on that play. Defense couldn't have been better, and Colton Jones still able to make the play. Story of the night for this Husky defense so far. Maybe a 1-yard gain there. That was Cody Wells. Plays 3 positions on this team. He's a tight end, a fullback, and an outside linebacker. Not super often you see somebody listed at 3 positions on the roster, but Cody Wells, a bit of a mystery man, if you will.
They developed the play too quickly there. I was going to make a reference when you were saying that Carson Cobb was smothered. The only thing I've seen more smothered than that was the cheeseburgers down there by the restrooms. Those things were covered in cheese, man.
Trigueros with Bush in the backfield. He looks right. He sees pressure. He's going to head up the middle. And he'll get out to about the 15-yard line before he's brought down. That looked like a little bit of an odd play there.
I think the description for that is it was a broken play. It looks like it was supposed to be some kind of screen play out to his wide receiver to the right. That broke down. Had no running back there to help him. Must have had a miscommunication there as well because there was pressure right in his face as soon as he pump faked. Had no other choice but to tuck it and run and able to get some kind of positive yardage here. Set up another big 3rd down for this Husky defense. Let's see if they can force a field goal attempt.
Husky defense that struggled to contain this Saints offense to this point. Trigueros going to fire it out right on the screen to Bush to the 15. A spin move. He's able to shed a couple defenders to the 10. Still on his feet. And he's finally brought down. It's going to be pretty close. I don't know if they're going to give it to him, though.
Brought down by Heckholm.
It's going to be a couple yards shy there.
And heck of an effort there, too. And able to slip a few tackles. And then right at the end there, they were able to push him out of bounds before he can get to that 1st down marker. It looks like he was a bit shaken up, too. Bush was holding his hand out over there on the sideline. They're going to tend to him, but heck of an attempt to get the 1st down. But credit this Husky defense for rallying around that and forcing a field goal attempt here.
So Laborio on to kick this one. The snap hold. Kick is up. And it's good. So that will give the Saints their first lead of the night. They found themselves down 14-0 early. They've scored 17 unanswered at the 5:11 mark here in the 2nd quarter. And Eric, this Husky offense, I mean, it feels like we talked about it before with Notre Dame. It felt like really a must-answer drive for them earlier in the 1st quarter. Now, all of a sudden, with the momentum moving over to the Saints, feels like this is a must-answer drive for the Huskies.
100%. I was just about to say that. We were talking about Notre Dame Prep needing to keep themselves in the game, and now all of a sudden Horizon sees them flip the script right back at them, and now they have to try to keep themselves in this game. try to have some kind of answer here, especially with time running out in this first half. And we should remind everybody that Horizon did receive the opening kickoff, so it'll be Notre Dame ball when we get to the second half. So it'll be important here that they get some kind of score if they were to give Notre Dame time to get another chance to score some more points before halftime.
Obviously, we've said multiple times that this Horizon offense, their identity is running the football. We've seen a lot of that tonight. See if they stick to it. That's Valentino again, fielding it from about the 4-yard line. He takes it upfield to about the 25, and he's finally brought down at the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at the 26. Number 5, Brady Meyer from Notre Dame.
Saw Jace Ashley pull a little trick out of his sleeve with that big run earlier in the first quarter. I have to imagine with how big play dependent this Horizon offense has been all year, they're going to try and get him out of the pocket and running on this drive.
100%. They don't think they really know the threat that Ashley can pose when he's on his game. Not saying he's not, but the more we get into this game, the more he's going to be, quote unquote, in his bag.
Ashley, they gives the handoff, to Zamorano. He's past the 30. And a nice run there on first down.
And he got you again, didn't he?
Yeah, a little bit.
Last time it was Trigueros. This time it's Jace Ashley, man. Looks like you're not in your game there on the reads there, Zach.
Well, I was hoping Jace Ashley would have tried to run it on first down for the immediate payoff there of what I said. Ashley hands the ball off. It's Zamorano. He's close to the first down marker, and they're going to give it to him. That's a first down for the Husky offense.
I think they're going to lean heavily on the running game this time. We haven't seen too much of the passing game today. I'm a little shocked by that. Not saying it doesn't work. We all know the rushing game is their bread and butter, but when the running game starts to stumble a bit, the passing game really helps them out.
Able to get big chunks on most of these runs, though, Eric. It's important to remember. Ashley gives the ball over to Zamorano. And just as I said that's going to be a very short run there, and a flag flies.
Before we get the flag there, I was going to say, it's not every time they get big chunks of yardage. But I'm saying when they don't get it, like here, that's when you have to try to start turning to the play action in the pass game more. And they've done a good job of it all year long, and I want to see them turn to it here. I like seeing Jace Ashley sling the ball. There's a couple games this year where we've seen him sling it. He's got a good arm as well.
Yeah, last week against Desert Mountain, he was 10 for 15, 123 yards and a touchdown. It really felt like, at least in the first half, the pass game was pretty ineffective. So to see those numbers from Jace Ashley is pretty impressive. Second and decently long upcoming here. Ashley looks like he's finally going to throw this football. He's rolling out to his right. Still trying to buy time now, running back towards the middle of the field. He's going to fire, and it's tipped incomplete. That was intended for number 3, Jordan Partridge.
I was wondering when he was going to let go of that ball. I thought he was going to make you eat your words again. It looked like he was going to take off for that sideline. But then he started running around and trying to make something happen, and he almost did. Just a little bit behind Jordan Partridge, able to get deflected away from him. But extending the play, making things happen. Good job by Ashley.
Third and long. Ashley, straight drop back. He'll fire over the middle, has a receiver complete. That's Caden Cox. He's got the first down and more. And he's out of bounds near the 40. He's hit late, and the flag flies.
Now, that one was not even close to borderline. He was at least a step and a half out of bounds, and a bit careless there to push him out, but good job for the Horizon offense and really opening up the field, and they had a drag route right across the middle for Caden Cox. Got plenty of yards, plus the penalty yardage there at the end as well.
Really couldn't have seen more green in front of him. Much no defenders in the area, nobody directly on him either, so a big gain there, and that's going to move the football all the way down to the 27. A first down for the Huskies. Ashley takes the snap, hands the ball off to Zamorano, and he breaks a couple of tackles, gets out to the edge. We'll see where they mark him out of bounds, but a good game there for Zamorano, and another Huskies first down.
I'm going to go ahead and use what the PA announcer just said. And Zamorano did a good job thrusting his way into the red zone there, really into the 10-yard line. Sets up a goal-to-go situation. seen them, again, lean heavily on this ground game that's worked for them all year long. Zamorano, a workhorse back and really showing it here, and he'll now be subbed out, but he's done a heck of a job here tonight.
A 4-touchdown game just a few games ago, was decently ineffective last week. Segura obviously saw the end zone twice, but he's really responded in a big way here. Ashley hands the ball over to Segura, and he's down at the 1. They'll call it the 2, I think.
This sets up very nicely for a Jace Ashley patented option route. See what happens.
They keep Segura in there. Ashley will hand the ball off to him, and he is in the end zone. He breaks the plane, and a touchdown for the Horizon Huskies. They take the lead right back. It's 20-17.
Well, Segura gets even with Ashley in the touchdown category now. That's his 8th on the year. And credit this Horizon offense for really finding the answer. We've seen that from both teams. We were questioning whether they can get that big answer back drive. And both teams have done it so far. None bigger than this one so far as Horizon retakes the lead.
Anthony Segura, that's his 7th touchdown in the last 5 games. He has been fantastic through the middle part of the season for the Huskies. The PAT up and good. And we have a Huskies 21, Saints 17 lead with 3:28 to play.
And now the focus is back on the Saints offense. If they can try to burn off as much clock as possible and get some sort of points. You want to take the lead going into halftime, of course, but even just getting within 1 when the clock hits zeros really will do wonders for this team, and they definitely want to be at least within a point when this first half comes to a close. And let's see if this Husky defense can do what they did in the first quarter and shut them down.
And as you alluded to before, the Saints will get the ball after the half, so trying to double up on points there at the end would be very good for this team that finds themselves down by 4 points. Canyon Floyd will kick off here for the Huskies. We have a beautiful Friday night here from Horizon Huskies Field in Scottsdale, and it's really nice out today, Eric, right? I mean, I feel like it's getting cooler. It was getting darker earlier. The weather is just shaping up to be wonderful for this month.
Last time I talked to somebody about the weather, I did say, oh, it's cooling down. That was 2 weeks ago, and then it went back up to the upper 90s this week. So hopefully that's not the case, but you're right. It's a very nice night here. It doesn't feel too hot. It's brought a lot of people out as we can see, and we're telling you, this is a pretty large crowd we have on hand here tonight.
Floyd boots that one out of the end zone, so he'll only add to his kickoff yards. Do you think Coach Litton just told Canyon Floyd at the beginning of the year, just kick it out of the end zone every single time?
I don't think he told him. I think it was probably the other way around. I think Floyd was probably saying, you know, Coach, I got a leg. I'm just going to boot this one out every time, not give him a chance to return.
The Huskies will take that. Now the Notre Dame prep offense on the field. We'll start from the 20. Trigueros will fake the handoff. The rush coming after him. He fires. He's going to find a receiver. That's going to be Brady Meyer down the middle of the field. The 40, 45, 50. He gets an edge. He's down the far sideline, and he's finally hit out of bounds. That's Evan Enwia who knocks him out, the last hope for the Husky defense. But what a play there from Trigueros to find Meyer, and Meyer to break all the defenders down and get down all the way near the 10-yard line.
I will say that was a heck of a job there by Trigueros. I don't think he pointed per se, but as he was looking, he kind of told his receiver there to kind of break away from the defender and kind of make his own route, and that's exactly what happened. And then he had a lot of green grass in front of him, plenty of good blocks downfield, and now they're in the red zone just after one play.
And we have the saving grace there for this Huskies defense. Ball at the 17-yard line. Trigueros hands the ball off and met right away and tackled in the backfield. A nice effort there by that Husky defense on that first down play.
Going back to that long play, I know Meyer just got the carry there. I think he's still a little winded after he ran just about a total of 80 yards, you know, when you combine direction, both horizontal and vertical, but he ran quite a long ways. And the only negative about that really is it kind of forces them to score with some time left to give Horizon a chance to answer.
We're curious to see them running Meyer after that long play. Jamison Bush, we've seen him get the bulk of the carries tonight. And Trigueros will fake the handoff. He heads up the middle, and it's read nicely by that Husky defense, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Interesting to see this Saints offense back-to-back plays go to the running game when the passing game has been the thing that's been working for them all night long, and it's been a major credit to their drives that have lasted longer than 3, maybe 4 or 5 plays. I should say their scoring drives. And let's see if they turn to it again here. I mean, you've got really one of the top receivers in the state, and you figure he's got to be the target here.
Yeah, I'm leaning with you here, Eric. I think Trigueros is going to try and find Cooper Perry. I think that'll be his first read. Or let's see if they run it. Trigueros takes a snap. He's looking that way. He'll fire to the end zone, and it's almost intercepted. Read nicely by the safety who is playing back there. Can't tell the number, but what a play there by that Husky defense. Nearly a pick. It'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see what the Saints decide to do here. For the moment, the offense remains on the field.
Man, I pretty much just called it there. I mean, Perry was the target there on a nice little seam route down the sideline. Heck of a play there by the safety to get his hand in there at the last second. Looked like Perry had the corner there beat, and looked like he had an easy touchdown, but a great last-second reach there with the hand. Pushes it away, and now it forces a field goal attempt.
That was about as good of a read as you'll get from the safety position. Luke Laborio on to kick this one. Saints rush an extra man out there. Almost had not enough men on the field as that one is deflected and blocked, and it is going to be short. So this Huskies team that had 2 kicks last week, a field goal and a PAT blocked by Desert Mountain, they're able to get a block of their own tonight against Notre Dame Prout.
Just got enough with the fingertips. I saw that ball kind of come out a little funny, had a bit of spin on it, and just a little bit of the fingertip able to deflect it just enough. It was maybe a yard or 2 shy of that crossbar. Heck of a job here by the special teams unit.
Yeah, and in the 2-point loss last week for Horizon, the field goal and the PAT were really the difference maker there. Could have put that game out of reach had they made at least the field goal.
You make the argument that without that PAT attempt, Desert Mountain wouldn't have gone for 2.
But giving Horizon at least a little bit of extra life, as here's some extra life from Bodie Zamorano running down the near sideline, and he's finally hit out of bounds, at the 50, up at the 49-yard line. What an answer there from the Horizon offense right after their special teams gets a huge block.
This is a tale of momentum swings, and now it looks like Horizon has the momentum back in their favor after the Saints took it right back from them.
Pendulum swings side to side. Ashley fires this one. A screen pass to Zamorano. Tries to break the initial tackle. An extra defender joins the party, and he'll gain about a yard or 2.
Seems like all this action has us kind of wondering what's going to happen next. We're just sitting here waiting in anticipation.
We say football is like a story sometimes. Zamorano breaks a couple tackles, gets behind the defense a little bit out to the 35-yard line, and the Huskies have themselves another 1st down.
Now let's see if Horizon can play clock management here and see if they can score before or right as time runs out.
Definitely in the hurry up here. Ashley has a receiver downfield. Is that caught? And I think they're going to say it was a catch. That's Vincent Valentino. He's looking for the referee to place it. They're meeting. And for the moment, the scoreboard has the clock stopped. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. And I think that's the right call.
I'm not so sure about that. I think he got his hands underneath it. It looked like it hit him in the chest, and he kind of wrapped his elbows underneath it. I mean, we don't have the replay system here, but just based from the naked eye, at least for me, I'm not one to talk. I'm wearing glasses already. But, that it just looked like a catch.
You and I both, Eric. We both have our glasses on, and we disagree about that one. It looked like Chase Ashley a little bit too low on that pass. Valentino did a good job. Thought he might have sold it, but I thought it was incomplete to my eye. Ashley's going to roll out to the right. Here's going to be a clear holding, but they're not going to call anything. And now we're going to get the flag.
I think this is going to be actually.
I think this is going to be for something different here.
That's what I was just about to say. It looks like it might not even be the clear hold that we were talking about. I don't know what exactly was going on there. It must be some kind of, my guess is some kind of unsportsmanlike, especially when they're that late. Might have been some words being exchanged.
Drew Jacobs for the Notre Dame Prep Saints defense coming through, and it looked like he had a Horizon Huskies' hand in his shoulder pads. Thought that was certainly going to be a hold, but no such call. Still awaiting the call on the field on this flag. A couple flags were thrown in the secondary, not behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he and Jermaine Johnson of the New York Jets would have a lot in common if that, well, it wasn't called, but both kind of have an argument there.
So we're going to have 2 penalties here. And we're going to get the accepted one as pass interference on Horizon, so that'll back them up.
Yeah, so the first one was there was a lineman that went downfield and ineligible, of course, and they declined that one. And there was a PI against one of the receivers for Horizon. That's the one that brings them all the way back.
So second and very long. Ashley straight drop back to pass. He'll fire towards the sideline. And completed catch. And much to the delight of this Huskies crowd, it's Jordan Partridge on the catch. And a Huskies first down.
Man, that's such a huge play. Instead of having third and extremely long, you get a third and manageable. It's within 10 yards, which is what you want, especially after a big penalty like that.
Clock is stopped here. Ashley. Fire over the middle. It is complete. That's Caden Cox. Fighting with a defender, gets extra yards past the 25, out towards the 24-yard line. What an effort there by Caden Cox, and he gets another Huskies first down.
I will say, I think he faked out the defender there. I think he kind of, maybe not acted like he was going down, but he kind of was able to keep his balance, much to the defender's surprise. It kind of almost made him give up on trying to bring him down, thought his own gravity would bring him to the ground, and then able to spin away and get those extra yards and get a huge first down here.
And the Huskies took a timeout following that play. Would have been a running clock, so they decided to take the timeout instead. Folks, make sure to stick around during halftime. Watch exclusive Varsity Sports Show content. Also, tune into the Varsity Sports Show tomorrow morning from 8 to 10 a.m. on 1060 KDUS Arizona for post-game wraps from all of our games across the valley, interviews with coaches, and content from all of our fantastic team here at the Varsity Sports Show. Scoreboard sounds and both units will return to the field. Under a minute to play here in this first half, and the Huskies trying to add to this 21-17 lead. Four receivers out wide, split 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Zamorano stands to the left of Ashley. Ashley facing pressure to his right. He'll roll to his left. Nowhere to go with it, and he's hit from behind. Sacked back at the 32, maybe the 33-yard line, and another Huskies timeout coming here to stop the clock with 20.1 to play.
And I don't think he saw that last defender behind him, and he tried to shift his way back to the middle of the field and then got clobbered from behind. Able to somehow hold on to that football. Not too big of a loss there, but it does cause you to spend your final timeout. And now you got to be a little more cautious with the ball, especially if you don't get that first down, and especially on second down too. There's a lot of factors here. So if you don't get this first down with a running clock, you kind of have to just spike it and just go with a field goal attempt.
Eric, you read my mind.
I tend to do that a bit.
Now the question is it second or third down? Because they have it as third down there on the field.
Oh, I was just kind of reading the down marker down there. I guess it is third down. Oh, and as soon as I say that, change it to second. Because I was going to say that the reception that Caden Cox had made it a first down, and then that was the next play after that was the drop back that Ashley got sacked. So based on that, it should be second down, and it is.
That's what I thought, but sometimes they like to mess around with those downs after a timeout. Tricked us a little bit up here, at least tricked me. I thought it was second down, though.
It is second down. Their referee just told the guys up behind us to fix the clock.
22.3 up on the scoreboard. See if they try and go short here, just get a completion and spike it. A couple more yards for Kenyon Floyd. Ashley's going to have a straight drop back. He's looking to the end zone. He fires, and it's incomplete. A collision of receivers, and a flag is coming in.
There's 2 receivers in the area. I mean, you can almost make the argument that they were really running into each other, but still there were 3 Saints defenders there as well, and might have even caused them to run into each other, so hence the flag.
Jack Markovich, one of the receivers in the area, the big tight end who had the key touchdown in last week's matchup.
I think they're actually talking about that right now, too.
Flag still remains on the field, but about to be picked up. And it's going to be pass interference against Notre Dame here. So that's going to move the football all the way down the field. And now with the first down and the clock at 16.8, it looks like this Huskies offense is going to get a chance to take a couple shots to the end zone.
That kind of brings away our point of having to be smart with the ball. Now you get a couple free shots at the end zone, or you can always work the sideline and get a little closer, but you definitely can't run the ball unless you are so close to that end line you can get out of bounds. You have to still be smart. Can't try to force the ball here and get a turnover. You have a chance to go up at least 7 going into this half. Let's see what the offense does here.
1st and 10 up, coming from inside the 15-yard line. Ashley takes the snap, drops back, looks left, fires to the end zone, and incomplete. That would have been a sensational catch. It looks like it was Caden Cox, the intended receiver. No, that was Jordan Partridge. Beg your pardon.
Man, that was a heck of a job there by Partridge to secure that ball, but unfortunately for him, I think his feet weren't quite in bounds, or maybe even kind of lost it as he went to the ground, so they got a couple more shots here before they have to try the field goal.
Would have been an impressive catch, to say the least. Ashley looking that way again, fires to the left side, and it's incomplete. This time it's intended for Caden Cox. I'm going to bring up 3rd down.
I'm surprised they're bringing the field goal unit out here. You have at least one more throw. I think Ashley's just as surprised too, but I guess they just want to play a little conservative as well.
Just in case something goes wrong here, they'll preserve 7.1 on the clock. They'll also preserve another down. Kenyon Floyd out to kick. Snap hold, the kick is up, and it is good. So that extends the Husky lead 24-17 with 3.1 to play here in the first half.
And that is a big drive there from Horizon, able to get, like I said, some kind of points before the half. Definitely making sure that Notre Dame Prep doesn't have as much momentum going into this. They will get the ball to start the second half, but the more important thing, they can't take the lead off of that drive. So let's see exactly what the halftime speeches are going to be from both sides. And you got to figure they're going to be a little bit of both, really. A little bit of good, a little bit of bad. We've seen pretty much the whole spectrum in this game so far.
Yeah, I think despite Notre Dame Prep finding themselves down by 7, they played a really strong half of football. And that last 5 minutes for Horizon probably went about as good as possible. You mentioned around the 5-minute mark about how Notre Dame Prep, when they were receiving the football, could hold the football for as long as they can, try driving down the field, getting points, and doubling up by getting the ball back in the second half. But instead, we saw Horizon get on the board after that field goal, and they find themselves up by 7, with only 3.1 to play here in this first half. Kenyon Floyd will boot this one away. And it's going to go out of the back of the end zone. And the Saints will start this drive at the 20-yard line, but can't imagine they'll be trying to do too much. Only 3 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I expect them to either just take a knee going into the half or just some kind of run play to just ice the clock. Anything can happen, but that's pretty much the really most likely scenarios.
41 points combined here in this first half. It's been an exciting half of play, to say the least. Antragueros will line up under center. He'll take a knee, and we'll take this one into halftime. The Horizon Huskies with a 24-17 lead over the Notre Dame Prep Saints here in this matchup on this beautiful Friday night here in Scottsdale, Arizona. We'll take this to halftime. We'll be back after it here on the Varsity Sports Show.
Hello everyone, this is Kyle Cooper with Varsity Sports. The Phoenix Suns just acquired center Yusuf Nurkic in a trade this offseason. Now, talk about an origin story.
Yusuf Nurkic was only 14 years old when his father Haris Nurkic beat up 14 people in a fight as a cop in Bosnia. Yes, that's correct. He won a fight against 14 people. It certainly helps when you're 7 feet tall and weigh over 400 pounds. I definitely wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of that man. Reporter Enis Trnovovic was reading the newspaper and stopped upon this story. He knew that he had to immediately talk to Haris, but he wasn't interested in the policeman as much as his son. He asked Haris if he had any children. Haris answered and told him about Yusuf Nurkic. At the time, Nurkic was only 14, but the reporter could see the potential in his son. From there, he took Nurkic to Slovenia and gave him the opportunity to play basketball. And, as they say, the rest is history. Nurkic now stands at 7 feet tall and weighs 290 pounds. He started his career by being drafted by the Denver Nuggets and played with them from 2014 to 2017. Nurkic played well with the Nuggets, but things changed when one of the best centers in the NBA, Nikola Jokic, arrived. Nurkic saw his value fall with the team and spent time on the bench. Now, he isn't one to keep quiet, and he requested a trade immediately. The Nuggets granted his request, and Nurkic moved to the Portland Trail Blazers. In his best season with Portland, he played 72 games, and he averaged 15.6 points, shot 50.8%, had 10.4 rebounds in that 2018-19 season. While productive, Nurkic struggled to stay healthy in his last 3 seasons with the team. Over his career, Nurkic has averaged 12.3 points per game, shot 50.2% from the field, grabbed 8.6 rebounds, and has had 2.3 assists. The Phoenix Suns have just acquired the center, and while he needs to play well, a large amount of responsibility falls on head coach Frank Vogel to get the most out of the player. It is important to know that the Suns don't need a top 5 defense to win games with their stellar offense. Vogel has built elite defenses in the past with centers Roy Hibbert and Anthony Davis. He even won a championship with the Lakers. But he also didn't do as well when he was coaching with the Orlando Magic and had center Nikola Vucevic. They only won 54 total games in 2 seasons with the Magic, and they ranked 24th in the NBA. They were also ranked 20th on defense. Like I said before, the Suns don't need an all-star center to play great defense this year. They have a number of players off the bench that can help them defensively, and if Nurkic can play good enough defense to win enough games, they will do well this season. But some questions remain. Will Vogel strike gold again with Nurkic at center? How will Nurkic play throughout the season and the postseason? Will Nurkic channel his father and beat up the other 14 teams in the Western Conference? We will have to see as the season progresses, and the Suns now have Nurkic on their team. The keys for Nurkic will be playing well, not only down low, but on the perimeter as well. He's shown that he does have a 3-point shot and can also dish it off when he needs to. And another important key is to avoid drama in the locker room, which DeAndre Ayton didn't do. But for Nurkic, this is a big role for him, and I think he knows that going into this season. Once again, their first game is against the Golden State Warriors later this month. Thank you all for tuning in to this halftime segment. I'm Kyle Cooper with Varsity Sports, and enjoy the second half of the games.
Game 2 of the National League Wildcard Series between the Diamondbacks and Brewers. In case you missed it on Wednesday, we're going to start bottom of the first, bases loaded for Sal Frelick of the Brewers with 1 out, facing Zach Gallen, the Diamondbacks ace. Frelick's going to fly out to right field. Christian Yelich is going to score on the sacrifice fly. Early 1-0 lead for the Brewers. Then bottom of the first still for Willy Adames. He comes through with 2 outs with an RBI single to center. The Brewers would have an early 2-0 lead. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. Sal Frelick again, Zach Gallen again. Tough spot again, but this time Zach Gallen comes through with a double play. You can see the line drive right back to the mound, but the pitcher drops the glove, but no panic, is able to turn the double double play. We're going to go to the top of the 5th. No score for the D-backs until Alec Thomas hits a solo home run to put the Diamondbacks on the board. His first career postseason hit and first career postseason home run. Nice left-handed swing from the youngster, you can see right there, to cut the deficit in half. We're going to go to the top of the 6th inning. This was the big inning. It was a Geraldo Perdomo walk, Corbin Carroll double, then a Ketel Marte RBI single up the middle to give the Diamondbacks a lead. What a clutch hit from the veteran Diamondback Marte, who's been with the team since 2017. You can see there, great piece of hitting from Marte to go up the middle. Sal Frelick would try to throw out the speedy Corbin Carroll at home, but no chance, because Corbin Carroll, as we know, is one of the fastest base runners in the league, and the dugout loves what they see. But we're not done in the top of the 6th. The bases were loaded. Abner Uribe on the mound for the Brewers, a wild pitch allowing Tommy Pham to come home and score, and it's a 4-2 lead for the D-backs. Tommy Pham, big-time trade acquisition during the trade deadline this season. You can see great heads-up base running from the veteran. He comes home to score. So we're staying in the top of the 6th. Lourdes Gurriel, a little bit of a floater, awkward-looking fly ball, a little bit of a misplay from Christian Yelich, but ultimately it lands for another hit and another RBI from the D-backs. It is 5-2 in the top of the 6th. 3-run lead now. D-backs trying to preserve it. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th. Kevin Ginkel pitching out of the bullpen for the Diamondbacks, but a bad start to the inning for the D-backs. Good start for the Brewers. Bunt single from Christian Yelich. They get a runner on to start the inning, and then it's William Contreras going the other way, and it's 5-2, 2 on for the Brewers. Then with 1 out, Mark Canha also goes the opposite way. Down the line, it sneaks in for a single, so now the bases are loaded with 1 out for the Brewers. Andrew Saalfrank, the rookie who pitched barely over 10 innings this season, goes home for the force out, tries to go to goes to first for the double play, but could not, but got the most important out at home. And how about the manager, Torey Lovullo, trusting the rookie Andrew Saalfrank with 2 outs, bases loaded, Willy Adames up the middle, but right there is Ketel Marte to get out of the big-time jam. So the D-backs 1 inning away from shutting it down and moving on to the National League Division Series. Paul Sewald on the mound. He goes with a line drive, and it's almost caught by Perdomo, but smart play for him to recover and go to Marte at second and at least get 1 out, and that was the 2nd out of the 9th. So with the closer on, can they get 1 final out to move on? Not quite yet. Christian Yelich goes the opposite way for a double, and the Brewers once again have an opportunity. It's 2nd and 3rd. Diamondbacks looking for the final closing out. Can they get it? Facing William Contreras. Paul Sewald strikes him out on 3 pitches. How about the Arizona Diamondbacks going into Milwaukee, winning both games out of the best 2 out of 3 series in the wild card round? They will advance to face the Los Angeles Dodgers. They go insane in the locker room, and they deserve it. What a win.
Hey folks, J.R. Lambright here, special field correspondent for the Varsity Sports Show. Join me every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific for JR's Texas Tales, where I share stories of Texans who triumphed over adversity and gave back to their local communities. Tune in for a bit of gritty edification on KDUS AM 1060, Arizona.
Hello everyone, this is Kyle Cooper with Varsity Sports. The Phoenix Suns just acquired center Jusuf Nurkic in a trade this offseason. Now, talk about an origin story. Jusuf Nurkic was only 14 years old when his father Haris Nurkic beat up 14 people in a fight as a cop in Bosnia. Yes, that's correct. He won a fight against 14 people. It certainly helps when you're 7 feet tall and weigh over 400 pounds. I definitely wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of that man. Reporter Enis Trnovovic was reading the newspaper and stopped upon this story. He knew that he had to immediately talk to Haris, but he wasn't interested in the policeman as much as his son. He asked Haris if he had any children. Haris answered and told him about Yusuf Nurkic. At the time, Nurkic was only 14, but the reporter could see the potential in his son. From there, he took Nurkic to Slovenia and gave him the opportunity to play basketball. And, as they say, the rest is history. Nurkic now stands at 7 feet tall and weighs 290 pounds. He started his career by being drafted by the Denver Nuggets and played with them from 2014 to 2017. Nurkic played well with the Nuggets, but things changed when one of the best centers in the NBA, Nikola Jokic, arrived. Nurkic saw his value fall with the team and spent time on the bench. Now, he isn't one to keep quiet, and he requested a trade immediately. The Nuggets granted his request, and Nurkic moved to the Portland Trailblazers. In his best season with Portland, he played 72 games, and he averaged 15.6 points, shot 50.8%, had 10.4 rebounds in that 2018-19 season. While productive, Nurkic struggled to stay healthy in his last 3 seasons with the team. Over his career, Nurkic has averaged 12.3 points per game, shot 50.2% from the field, grabbed 8.6 rebounds, and has had 2.3 assists. The Phoenix Suns have just acquired the center, and while he needs to play well, a large amount of responsibility falls on head coach Frank Vogel to get the most out of the player. It is important to know that the Suns don't need a top 5 defense to win games with their stellar offense. Vogel has built elite defenses in the past with centers Roy Hibbert and Anthony Davis. He even won a championship with the Lakers. But he also didn't do as well when he was coaching with the Orlando Magic and had center Nikola Vucevic. They only won 54 total games in 2 seasons with the Magic, and they ranked 24th in the NBA. They were also ranked 20th on defense. Like I said before, the Suns don't need an all-star center to play great defense this year. They have a number of players off the bench that can help them defensively, and if Nurkic can play good enough defense to win enough games, they will do well this season. But some questions remain. Will Vogel strike gold again with Nurkic at center? How will Nurkic play throughout the season and the postseason? Will Nurkic channel his father and beat up the other 14 teams in the Western Conference? We will have to see as the season progresses, and the Suns now have Nurkic on their team. The keys for Nurkic will be playing well, not only down low, but on the perimeter as well. He's shown that he does have a 3-point shot and can also dish it off when he needs to. And another important key is to avoid drama in the locker room, which DeAndre Ayton didn't do. But for Nurkic, this is a big role for him, and I think he knows that going into this season. Once again, their first game is against the Golden State Warriors later this month. Thank you all for tuning in to this halftime segment. I'm Kyle Cooper with Varsity Sports, and enjoy the second half of the games.
Game 2 of the National League Wildcard Series between the Diamondbacks and Brewers. In case you missed it on Wednesday, we're going to start bottom of the first. Bases loaded for Sal Frelick of the Brewers with 1 out, facing Zach Gallen, the Diamondbacks ace. Frelick's going to fly out to right field. Christian Yelich is going to score on the sacrifice fly. Early 1-0 lead for the Brewers. Then bottom of the first still for Willy Adames. He comes through with 2 outs with an RBI single to center. The Brewers would have an early 2-0 lead. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. Sal Frelick again against Zach Gallen again. Tough spot again, but this time Zach Gallen comes through with a double play. You can see the line drive right back to the mound, but the pitcher drops the glove, but no panic, is able to turn the double play. We're going to go to the top of the 5th. No score for the D-backs until Alek Thomas hits a solo home run to put the Diamondbacks on the board. His first career postseason hit and first career postseason home run. Nice left-handed swing from the youngster, you can see right there, to cut the deficit in half. We're going to go to the top of the 6th inning. This was the big inning. It was a Geraldo Perdomo walk, Corbin Carroll double, then a Ketel Marte RBI single up the middle to give the Diamondbacks a lead. What a clutch hit from the veteran Diamondback Marte, who's been with the team since 2017. You can see there, great piece of hitting from Marte to go up the middle. Sal Frelick would try to throw out the speedy Corbin Carroll at home, but no chance, because Corbin Carroll, as we know, is one of the fastest base runners in the league, and the dugout loves what they see. But we're not done in the top of the 6th. The bases were loaded. Abner Uribe on the mound for the Brewers, a wild pitch allowing Tommy Pham to come home and score, and it's a 4-2 lead for the D-backs. Tommy Pham, big-time trade acquisition, during the trade deadline this season. You can see great heads-up base running from the veteran. He comes home to score. So we're staying in the top of the 6th. Lourdes Gurriel, a little bit of a floater, awkward-looking fly ball, a little bit of a misplay from Christian Yelich, but ultimately it lands for another hit and another RBI from the D-backs. It is 5-2 in the top of the 6th. 3-run lead now. D-backs trying to preserve it. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th. Kevin Ginkel pitching out of the bullpen for the Diamondbacks, but a bad start to the inning for the D-backs. Good start for the Brewers. Bunt single from Christian Yelich. They get a runner on to start the inning, and then it's William Contreras going the other way, and it's 5-2, 2 on for the Brewers. Then with 1 out, Mark Canha also goes the opposite way. Down the line, it sneaks in for a single, so now the bases are loaded with 1 out for the Brewers. Andrew Saalfrank, the rookie who pitched barely over 10 innings this season, goes home for the force out, tries to go to goes to first for the double play, but could not, but got the most important out at home. And how about the manager, Torey Lovullo, trusting the rookie Andrew Saalfrank with 2 outs, bases loaded, Willy Adames up the middle, but right there is Ketel Marte to get out of the big-time jam. So the D-backs 1 inning away from shutting it down and moving on to the National League Division Series. Paul Sewald on the mound. He goes with a line drive, and it's almost caught by Perdomo, but smart play for him to recover and go to Marte at second and at least get 1 out, and that was the 2nd out of the 9th. So with the closer on, can they get 1 final out to move on? Not quite yet. Christian Yelich goes the opposite way for a double, and the Brewers once again have an opportunity. It's 2nd and 3rd. Diamondbacks looking for the final closing out. Can they get it? Facing William Contreras. Paul Sewald strikes him out on 3 pitches. How about the Arizona Diamondbacks going into Milwaukee, winning both games out of the best 2 out of 3 series in the wild card round? They will advance to face the Los Angeles Dodgers. They go insane in the locker room, and they deserve it. What a win.
Back here from Horizon Huskies Field as the Huskies will enter the second half up 24-17. And Eric, recap the first half for the viewers.
And it was really just a back and forth battle. It started off with a bang. Vincent Valentino for Horizon took the opening kickoff 100 yards for the touchdown. And then Horizon got a big stop, went up 14-0. And then pretty much a flipped script. Notre Dame Prep went on a 17-0 run. And they had a turnover of their own they caused. And the defense made the plays when they needed to. And then Horizon really just flipped it right back, really just a seesaw for most of the first half. And then Horizon went on a little 10-point streak as well. And that's where we are now, 24-17. Both of these teams have done very well. We talked about it before the break, that especially for Notre Dame Prep, they've done a very good job in the first half staying in this game for especially the start they had. And so we'll look to see if Horizon can keep their foot on the gas pedal, much like they had before the half ended. But we're nowhere near close to this game being settled.
Always important to note here that the Notre Dame Prep Saints will be receiving the football, so they'll have a chance to answer right away coming out of the break.
They just played Sweet Caroline.
My favorite song. I love it.
Aren't you a New York guy?
Yeah, but I have cousins in the Carolina area. Used to visit there frequently, and I am a Carolina Panthers fan, so...
Every time I hear that song, I think of the Boston Red Sox. That's why I brought it up to you. You being from New York, thought, New York and Boston don't go well together. So.
Well, I'm a Mets fan, so obviously the World Series in '86, the infamous play, of course. Yeah. I don't have a problem with the Red Sox. It's okay. The Yankees fans, on the other hand, maybe they'll have a little bit of an issue, but I'm okay with it as it gets through Buckner's legs.
That's keep forgetting it. I always assume everybody from New York's a Yankees fan, but that's on me.
One is taken for a touchback, so the Saints will start from the 20-yard line.
Let's see what the Saints offense does to answer back. They've really had a nice time in the second quarter moving the ball down the field and towards the end of the first as well. See if they can recapture some of that success and try to even the score here to start this second half.
Unlike the Yankees, both of these teams trying to make the playoffs here down the stretch.
You know, you'll find any chance to take a shot at those guys, won't you?
Yes, I will.
Well, I will remind you the Mets didn't make it either, but
That's okay. I'm used to it. Yankees fans are not. First down here for the Notre Dame Prep Saints. Trigueros will take the snap. He drops back. Pressure coming from his left. He'll roll to his right. And it's Perry, and he makes the catch. Cooper Perry downfield. Some emotion there after that catch. A big catch and a Notre Dame Prep Saints first down.
and what a heck of a grab there from Cooper Perry. Went above the defender and corralled it. Man. First time we've seen him make a really showcasing his talent like that, but we should definitely see that more in the second half. And before the next play starts, I also want to apologize to all those Yankees fans out there. We don't discriminate against any teams out here. No, just so you know.
Perry made that catch over the head, high pointed it of Gates Allen, who is in coverage there. Guerra hands the ball off, running to the left side to the 40, 45, and brought down at the 47-yard line is Brady Meyer.
This little run following a pass play. They thought that maybe a hole would open up somewhere, either through the middle or on the edge. Didn't quite see one anywhere. Let's see what they go to next.
Saints will come to the line. 3 receivers, 1 to the left, 2 to the right. Cooper Perry to your near side, bottom of the screen. Trigueros takes a snap, drops back. He'll fire over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Colton Jones, looks like he had it for a second, but it falls to the turf incomplete.
Yeah, for even for some of the best receivers, it's really hard to maintain your focus when you know in your mind that you're about to run into somebody, especially a safety or a linebacker coming over the middle like that, and really your mind just goes to really panic mode. Some of the best receivers, though, even some you see in the college or pro level, they can adjust and they can hold on no matter what, but it's hard to do anyways. We saw it there.
Colton Jones, the second leading receiver on this team. A reliable target for Trigueros to this point. Third down upcoming. Trigueros will sling it out to his right. And spin move, and finally brought down at the 50-yard line is Jamison Bush. He'll be well short of a first down. And this offense is going to depart. The punt unit comes on, and the Horizon Huskies get a defensive stop right out of the half.
That's what they needed. They wanted to make sure that this seesaw battle didn't keep continuing. Good job there to wrap up the ball carrier short of the line and get their offense back out on the field, and they've been red hot since midway through the second. So let's see what they do on their first drive, barring some kind of turnover.
Of course, we mentioned before with an additive of the Yankees in it, but this time that the Huskies are 4-2 and the Notre Dame Prep Saints 3-2, so both teams, this is a very important game for them. That ball will be booted away. It's going to go way out of bounds, almost on the track, and it actually is going to bounce on the track, so not a good punt there.
I will say that Cooper Perry, he's also the punter as well, so I didn't even know that. But holding his own there. I didn't expect him to come out and punt the ball, to be honest with you. I didn't even know if he's been punting the whole game, really, but I mean, did you see that either?
No, I didn't think so, but at least on that time we saw Cooper Perry boot that away. That was certainly a number 10. That is Cooper Perry on our roster. We talk about at the high school level, multi-talented players. Cooper Perry doubles as a wide receiver and a punter. Ball spotted at the 30. Ashley will take the snap. He'll hand it off to Zamorano. And a gain of a couple yards. They'll mark him down at the 33-yard line. So a gain of 3 on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 7.
There's always those kind of option plays where you see the quarterback after he hands it off, he has so much room to run, and you tell yourself, well, why didn't he hand it off? I think that time the defense was just able to read it so quickly that they reacted to it.
Ashley. That time he's going to fake the handoff. He's in the open field. It's a great fake to the 40, 30. He's breaking away, and he is gone. Touchdown, Chase Ashley. He lifts his left arm in the air with the ball, celebrates with his teammates in the back of the end zone, and the Huskies find themselves up 30-17.
Oh my goodness, what a run. And what about the speed there from Ashley too? The breakaway, getting away from some of the Saints' fastest defenders. And once he had that hole, he went right through it, and there was no looking back from there. Heck of a play call, heck of an option route. And it's almost as soon as I said that he didn't hold the ball, and he should have. That time he did, and it paid off. What a run.
Canyon Floyd on to kick the extra point. The snap, hold, kick is up, and it is going to get a stoppage of play. And the penalty marker is down, and it will go against the Saints.
The offsides against Notre Dame.
So the offense is going to come out here. It looks like, no, they're actually just going to keep Canyon Floyd out there. Jace Ashley and the rest of the offense was running out there. Looked like they wanted to go for a 2 there, but Coach Litton decides not to. Leave his trusty, reliable kicker, Canyon Floyd, to boot the extra point through and give his team a 14-point lead. So we'll try this again. Floyd puts it up once more. And, of course, it is true. The 31-17 lead here for the Huskies. We talked about it earlier, Eric. It was only a matter of time before Jace Ashley broke out, pulled the trick out of his sleeve, and found a big run. That time, in addition to the big run, he found the end zone.
Yeah, he did find the end zone, and on top of that, he found his team some new confidence going up 2 scores, and that really might instill this defense with more energy as they look to just keep this lead. And although we've seen them go up 2 scores once, I just feel like in my head and in my heart, this doesn't feel like the first quarter where they went up 14-0. This feels like a completely different bunch, especially after halftime. They just seem more rejuvenated, and let's see what happens from this point on out. But you know, to your point, that was a heck of a run, and Ashley, we've seen it all year. He's one of the best dual threats I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, on the season, that'll be his 9th rushing touchdown. So now has a healthy lead in between the competition between him, Bodie Zamorano, and Anthony Segura. Floyd will boot this one away. And it's going to be fielded at about the half-yard line. The flag is going to fly, taken upfield at the 20. And still on his feet at the 25, trying to get the edge to the 30-yard line, but tackled just shy. We'll take a look at what the flag is. Solid return. Not often we see a returner take it from the half or the 1-yard line. Looked like that thing could have sailed out of the end zone, but instead they took it out and got a decent return pending this flag and this penalty.
It's also not often you see Canyon Floyd not booted out of the end zone. But going back to your point there about the whole touchdown battle, that puts Ashley at 9 on the year, and we saw Segura get 1 already, so he's at 8, and Zamorano now the trailer in the pack at 7s, but still, it's quite a bunch when you have your top 3 guys 9, 8, 7 like that, especially in week 6.
So,
or rather, week 7, I should say.
Sorry about that, Eric. A chop block or a low block there was the penalty, and it'll go against the Saints, so it'll back them up and erase a little bit of that return. A motion, Trigueros fakes the handoff. He's dropping back, pressure coming. He's going to try and dump it off to Cooper Perry underneath, but it's off his hands, hits the turf, and it's incomplete.
I don't think it would have been for much anyway. It looked like a bit of a broken play call from the get-go, and Perry was really the safety route, but I think Horizon was able to snuff that out and kind of wrap him up too, just in case he caught that.
One of the things I've noticed about this Saints offense tonight has been anytime Trigueros has seen pressure in his face, he's had a receiver underneath, open, able to catch the ball. That time he had Cooper Perry. If he could have corralled it, maybe would have had a couple of yards. But as you said, there were some defenders in the area, so it wouldn't have been much. Trigueros fakes the handoff. That ball is tipped, and it's incomplete. Nice play there by the Huskies defensive line.
They've been very active all night. This time they get their hands up on a little screen pass. Trigueros just could not float it over the top enough. And heck of a play there from the defense.
A big 3rd down coming here. You hear this Horizon crowd. They are riled up. trying to force another broken drive here for Notre Dame. Trigueros takes the snap, drops back, pressure's coming. He somehow breaks loose, and he finds an edge. He's going to be close to the first down marker. He's going to get it. Noah Trigueros using his legs, and he gets a first down.
I'm just shocked right now. That looked like a surefire sack in the backfield at about the 2 or 3 yard line. Able to evade that first rush, spin out of a second tackle, and then make a last cut to get towards the sideline. Heck of a run there from the quarterback, and really, I don't know why they don't use him as a runner more often. We've seen that twice now where he takes off and runs with it and makes some magic happen with his legs, and another one there.
And 2 very long plays with his legs by Trigueros. Ball spotted at the 37. Trigueros hands the ball off. Or excuse me, that is the 27. And maybe a yard there.
Jason Samus, the ball carrier.
Second down.
Stop by Klopp.
I don't think the run game has really been too much of a factor, at least in the last few drives for the Saints offense. A lot of these holes, and even since the start of the game, this Husky defense is doing a very good job of being active and plugging up those holes before they can get too big. It's been the story of the game so far, really, for this defense.
4 receivers wide, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Trigueros in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, fake the handoff, and end around. Cooper Perry has the ball. Going from the near side to the far side. He's got the edge. He's got the first down and more, trying to stay in bounds, and he's finally knocked out of bounds. And they're going to mark him up past the 45 at the 43-yard line. A great run play there and a great play design, and the Saints have themselves a first down.
And what a nice run there from Cooper Perry, able to get the edge and keep his balance and keep his feet in bounds for the most part as well. Able to get all the way into Horizon territory. This offense starting to click a little bit on their first drive.
I wonder if the defense was a little bit shaken after allowing Trigueros to get that first down on that 3rd and long play.
I think it's always deflating to see almost a play that looks like it's dead turn into something else. That'll kill any defense, I think.
Trigueros motions Bush to the left side of the line. He'll hand the ball off. A gain of about 3 yards or so. Set up a 2nd and 7. Brady Meyer on the carry.
By Brady Meyer with the carry. Off of the stop. Gain of about 3 seconds. Call it 7 at the Husky 41.
This Husky defense looks, like you said, a little shocked for the most part. Let's see if they can turn it around and get a big stop here before they get into field goal range.
Cooper Perry's one-on-one on the bottom of your screen, but now the safety will drift over. Trigueros is going to fire over the middle. That is complete. And a first down here for the Saints. Dawson Dorward on the catch.
This little pitch and catch there on the left side, able to break away from that first tackle and get to the line to gain and keep this drive alive.
This really felt like Cooper Perry territory once the Saints offense gets past the 30, especially into the red zone. So we'll see how long it is before they start trying to target him. A little flinch there on the side of the Huskies. This time no flag called.
Don't think it was enough to cross the line, though. That's the key. It's crossing that line.
Seems like the Huskies have learned from their first half mistakes. Trigueros drops back, surveys down the field. Now pressure's coming. He's going to escape the pocket, roll out to his right, makes a nice cut, and he's down towards the 20-yard line. So a nice run there from Trigueros. It's going to be very close to the first down marker. If they're going to say he was just shy.
He is just shy. Oh, no, they did give him a first down.
The near side official here had marked it a first down, but it looked like the far side official had marked him just shy. Despite that, the favor goes to the near side official, and they get a first down as he was closer to the play. Trigueros with an empty backfield for the moment. A motion play, the handoff, and down to the 15. towards the 14-yard line is Brady Meyer. Second out.
It's been a great drive here for the Saints offense as they look to answer after Horizon scored to increase their lead, and they're looking to stay within, not letting it get past that 2-score mark and stay within the game here, or stay in the game, I should say.
Able to do that all night. Once again, empty backfield for Trigueros, time being. And it'll stay that way. He's going to fire over the middle. It is complete. That's Jamison Bush on the catch, and he's down to the 5-yard line.
This is the drive that the Saints have been using a lot of mixed play call here. They've run the ball quite a bit. They've passed the ball quite a bit. Able to draw different looks from this Husky defense and really catch them in different sorts of situations here, and it's working really in their favor, and now they're 6 yards away from punching it in.
Taking a big chunk off this clock. Under 4.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. This time Trigueros is going to line up under center. He'll motion his receiver right to left. He'll toss it. A little bit of a fake. Perry's going to fire. Trigueros wide open in the end zone. Touchdown. Well, I don't think he has a receiving touchdown on the year yet, but now he adds that to his resume. What a great play design there from the Saints. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. That's really the play call you want to really get this defense off guard now, and they got the great look there. They had Trigueros wide open. No one was on him. It's exactly the answer you want as well right after a score.
A lot of times in high school football, you don't see that level of creativity, but what a great play design there. Trigueros on the receiving end of that touchdown, usually on the dishing end, but he adds that to his resume. As we said, the PAT is up and good. And the Notre Dame Prep Saints, they pulled within one score once again. It's 31-24.
We'll see if this trend is a lot different than the last time Horizon went up 2 scores and it was 14-0. And Notre Dame Prep racked off 17 straight points. And even after that first score where they cut into the lead, it was a fumble on the ensuing kickoff. So hopefully, knock on wood, that doesn't happen this time around. And that Horizon can keep their momentum going and make sure that this stays just a back and forth rather than a momentum swing.
Keep an eye on that as Vincent Valentino once again out there to receive this kick.
And all kinds of things like that. So make sure you let them know that you appreciate how hard they really work.
Luke Laborio gets set to kick this one away. Little squib kick. And it's going to roll out of bounds, and we'll have a flag upcoming. That'll move the football up.
Out of bounds. Huskies will start first and 10 at their own 35.
I'm a little puzzled by the decision to squib it there, and obviously it didn't pay off. It ends up rolling out of bounds, and will give Horizon better field position than a touchback.
To be honest with you, Eric, I think it's even more puzzling having seen the fumble from Valentino early on in a really costly spot that allowed the Notre Dame Prep Saints to tie the game after the ensuing touchdown. Knowing that, I really am wondering why they would squib kick that one, and obviously, as you said, not a good one, and as it'll put the ball at the 35-yard line following the penalty. Ashley sets up, hands the football off, and a couple yards, maybe a gain of 2. So it's Bodie Zamorano on the carry.
I will say, I think when you go back to that, you said that they didn't want, you were shocked considering that Valentino fumbled. I think they were more worried about his big play from the beginning of the game, too. So it can go either way.
I think recency bias got the best of me on that one. Ashley drops back, straight drop back. He's looking deep, and he has Jordan Partridge wide open and just overthrows him.
Yeah, Ashley will tend to do that from time to time. Like we said, he's a dual threat, but the arm, he's got the arm speed, but sometimes the accuracy tends to come back a little bit. Just a little overthrowing Partridge there. That's just a little bit shorter. That's a house call.
It's also one of those plays where Ashley had the time to just sit back and let Partridge get to that ball. He fires over the middle, and this one is complete. Going to be number 2, Adam Wagner on the catch. It'll set up a 3rd and short. Little hurry up here from the Horizon offense. Ashley lines up under center. Just trying to get him off sides. Now taking a look at Coach Litton down on the sidelines. Coach Litton, I think, a little bit upset here as they're still trying to draw him off sides. Not going to get him. And Coach Litton's going to take a timeout. Excuse me, that was also the 3rd down play. It's now 4th down, so they were trying to get him off sides on that 4th down play. And the Huskies instead not able to do it. They'll take a timeout, and it looks likely that they'll probably throw Kenyon Floyd out there given their field position.
I'm not so sure. I mean, you're at the 43. I mean, yeah, you don't want momentum to swing back to Notre Dame Prep, but also you're pretty close to midfield. It's not unwarranted to go for it here, although I would be shocked if they did. I see Floyd down there on the sideline. I'm pretty sure they're just talking it over. Looks like they're going to keep him out there.
You hit the nail on the head there. That, of course, is unless Jace Ashley doubles as a punter and a quarterback. That would be something we're unaware of.
Wouldn't be shocked if he could pull that out of his bag, though.
I believe it was the Buckeye Glendale game we saw there. Yeah, Glendale quarterback, I want to say it was, that punted the ball away on the 3rd down play. I think we were both very shocked. I guess not something we haven't seen before, Eric. Ashley's going to line up under center. He'll hand the ball off, and that's going to be a 1st down there for the Huskies and a little bit more. Great push there from that offensive line. And they'll move this ball past the 50-yard line. Solid run there from Anthony Segura.
I expected nothing more from this offense to hand it to their big power back on 4th and short. Let him run right up the gut and see if he can bull some guys over. And it's exactly what we saw there.
Anthony Segura has a touchdown today. They'll quickly come to the line once again. Heavy formation on the right side. They'll run Segura up the middle, and he almost broke free. Gets out to about the 42-yard line. That's where they're going to mark him down. But if he had broken that tackle, he had nothing but green in front of him.
Yeah, last-second leg tackle there tripped him up, stopping him from getting past the 1st down and plenty more, but vision is there for sure.
Continuing the hurry up, they'll send the heavy personnel over to the right side. Ashley under center. They'll give the handoff to Segura. Segura down the field to the 30, and they'll mark him down at the 29-yard line. So another great run there from Anthony Segura, and another Huskies 1st down.
Just another great play call there, running the ball with your power back, and this time they flipped the script. They went left the time before, and they go to the right this time, following that heavy personnel as blockers. Get a nice chunk play there and gets him closer into field goal range.
Been sticking with Segura on this drive. They're going to send him wide out to the right. Ashley's going to take it himself. Nearly gets hit at the line. Breaks a tackle. Gets tripped up. Gets past the 20 and marked down at the 19-yard line.
And I can't stress enough how much fun it is watching Jace Ashley run this football. He's just so smooth with his moves, and he's very shifty back there and able to make defenders miss. And he got tripped up a little bit too, and was able to still have the presence of mind to pick up the 1st.
It's 3 1st downs in a row. Ashley, he fakes the handoff, runs up the middle, and he gets past the 15. Actually, I think they're going to mark him directly at the 15-yard line. Gain of 4 on that play. Bring up 2nd and 6.
As we tick down to the end of the 3rd quarter here, it's extremely important that Horizon gets some points out of this. It would be even more crucial if they can get a touchdown. I have no doubt that they have the momentum to get him there.
Ashley once again under center. He'll hand the ball off. Running right side is Zamorano. He's going to get towards the 10-yard line. They're going to mark him out right there.
About 4. Stop by number 2, Deacon Shea.
Deacon Shea on the tackle there for the Saints. 15 seconds and counting. We'll see if they try and run a play here in the 3rd quarter or just let it wind down. They'll hurry to the line. Ashley Hands the ball off. Zamorano looking for the edge to the right side, and he's got it. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Bodie Zamorano. And the Huskies offense answers. 37-24 our score.
Well, just a matter of time we were going to hear his name being called as he goes into the end zone. We've seen Segura do it. We've seen Ashley do it. And now, just like that, Zamorano gets back in the fold and gets his 8th touchdown of the year. Man, this Horizon offense is rolling, and they're spreading the wealth.
Was held scoreless last week. Bit of a rarity for him as the extra point from Kenyon Floyd is up and good. And it puts the Huskies up by 14 with 1.2 seconds to play here in the third quarter.
That was a much-needed drive there from Horizon, too. Able to get the touchdown and go up 14 here as we head into the fourth quarter just about. And now it's going to be heavily on the defense to really limit this Saints offense from being not even just holding them scoreless, but also making sure they don't be too quick. You definitely want to make them use as much clock as they can, as it's now going to be against them in the final quarter of play. So let's see what they do.
Shaping up to be a great finish here, Eric. Kenyon Floyd getting set to kick off from his own 40. Nice classic rock being played here by the PA on this beautiful Friday night as Kenyon Floyd will boot this one into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Saints will be forced to run one play here to end the third quarter.
Be one play before the end of this quarter, and let's see how this Saints offense will be like going into this final quarter.
So Trigueros comes out, gets the offense set. So they'll take over from their own 20-yard line. Motions push to the left. And even 2 receivers on the left and 2 on the right. Trigueros fakes the handoff, drops back, pressure's coming. He rolls to his right, he fires. He has an open receiver. It's Bush, and it's dropped incomplete. And that's how the third quarter will come to a close. 38-24 our score. Huskies lead over the Saints as we head into the fourth quarter. Stick around with us here on the Varsity Sports Show. Back here for the fourth quarter from Horizon High School. Trigueros in the shotgun, 3 to his right, 1 to his left. He's going to fire this one off quickly. He's going to find his receiver number 12. A couple yards gained on that one. That'll be Colton Jones on the catch. It'll set up a third and intermediate.
I think the importance level is high here for the Saints to get this third down. Don't think it's 4 down territory yet, but you don't want to punt it back to Horizon with the offensive momentum that they've had.
That's what they choose to do here on this third down play. For the moment, an empty backfield for Trigueros. High snap. He's able to corral it. He's going to fire downfield. Has an open receiver, and he overthrows him, and he's laid out, and a flag is going to be called, and it looks like it's going to go against this Horizon defense.
I don't think there's really any point in hitting the receiver after you can clearly see him not catch the ball. That was just really just a chance to, play football, still hit a guy, but there's just no reason to do that when he doesn't have the ball in his possession. Unless he straight up didn't see it, but most of the time you see that. But that's going to keep this drive alive. It was going to be 4th down, but now a fresh set of downs.
This Husky defense had played so well on that drive, got them to the 3rd down, and an unfortunate personal foul penalty. It's going to give the Saints a 1st down. I think they're measuring here how many yards they have to advance the football. That's exactly what they're doing. A lot of confusion on the field.
I believe it was 15 yards from the previous spot, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Looks like the Saints sideline not happy with that.
Oh, they're playing the Benny Hill music now.
So a lot of confusion on the field. And we'll see where the ball finally gets spotted. At the moment, they have it at the 39, but let's see if it stays there.
Well, based on what the scoreboard says, the last down was at the 24, and just go 15 yards from there, and that's what they settle with.
No math major, but I think 24 plus 15 equals 39, and I think they figured that out on the field as well after a little bit of a delay. We all make mistakes. Trigueros fakes the handoff. He'll roll out left, and he's going to take off at the 40 to 45, and he's out of bounds. I'll mark him at the 48, 49-yard line. So right near the 1st down marker, and I think they're going to give it to him.
It looks like they are. It's another good job. The pressure's coming, and he just keeps it and runs with it. And another good job there of keeping the play alive and making something happen out of it. And he gets the 1st down with his legs. And we've seen that quite a bit, too. We mentioned, or at least I mentioned before, the game started that Trigueros wasn't much of a runner, only 110 yards coming into this game. But against a defense like this, that there's constant pressure in his face, able to get it done.
And I'm pretty sure he's gotten a 1st down with his legs every single time he's tried.
I think so, too.
Trigueros takes the snap. Looked like he wanted to pitch it there, but instead takes it up the middle, and he takes it past the 45 to the 44-yard line. That was a very interesting-looking play.
I thought he was going to pitch it there at the last second, but ends up keeping it and getting 7 yards out of it. Looks like the awareness on this quarterback, too. Trigueros has done a great job making the right decisions and not making costly mistakes.
The Saints offense continues to move down the field. And the ball at the 44-yard line, need the 41, so it'll bring up 2nd and 3. Bush will motion to the right side of the line. Trigueros drops back, pressure's coming. He's going to fire to that right side. It's complete. There's the aforementioned Bush on the catch, and he's out to the 35-yard line before he's brought down. And there's the Saints' 1st down once again.
And just another one of those plays we've seen from NDP here. They get a little drag route coming across as everyone else goes deep, kind of gets those secondary defenders to kind of peel back and just leave the linebackers as the only defense there. Leaves so much open space, and he gets up another 1st down.
So the ball spotted at the 35-yard line indeed. Trigueros stands at the 40. He wants the ball here. Trying to snap the ball.
I think they're trying to draw him off again.
Worked in the 1st quarter, hasn't worked since. And we're going to get, is that going to be a false start or did they take a timeout? They took a timeout. So a timeout coming here from the Notre Dame Prep Saints. Our score 38-24 with about 10 minutes and 58 seconds to play here in the 4th quarter.
I think they realize how big this drive is. They can't afford nothing more than a touchdown, I think. But You can still settle for a field goal. Like I said, it's not 4-down territory just yet where it's touchdown or bust. Actually, the way this game's gone, the high-paced offense. The Horizon's done a great job when they're ahead to really put the icing on the cake and melt the rest of the clock. So I think Notre Dame's aware of that, and they have to be aware that they have to at least get a touchdown here, or their chances significantly stagger.
Yeah, down by 14, despite there being over 10 minutes still on the clock. I do believe it actually is going to be 4-down territory, and they're going to try and go for it because, again, this Horizon Huskies offense has been really lethal since about the middle part of the first quarter. They've been able to score on mostly every drive, and because of that, obviously, this Notre Dame Prep Saints defense knows they're going to have to get some key stops. So once again, we'll try this again from the 35. Trigueros drops back. Pressure coming, and he's going to be smothered and sacked. That's number 53 for the Horizon Huskies. It's Jack Metzler. And a big play there from the Husky defense.
And Metzler came in hot there, able to really rock Trigueros as he tried to draw back and get away. And not really much of an effort to get away there. Kind of almost gave up, looking for the deep ball. And just couldn't get it off in time and gets sacked as a result.
Big play there from the Husky defense. Set up a 2nd and long. Trigueros with 2 in the backfield. He'll hand it off to Bush, and Bush is going to be out to about the 40-yard line. Leave the 25, so it'll set up 3rd and 15.
Well, now that the clock's under 9 minutes now, you got 3rd and long in opponent territory. I think you kind of have to go for it now. I think now officially that puts it in 4-down territory when you're down by 2 scores. And like you said, when the Horizon offense has been clicking as much as they did, they definitely need something here.
Although empty out the backfield, they'll send 5 wide out.
Keep your eye on Cooper Perry down there too in motion.
1-on-1. Trigueros, a little spin move in the backfield. Pressure coming. He's got to throw it. He does. Into the defense, and it's intercepted. The Huskies pick off Trigueros. And a great defensive play after another. That's number 23 for the Huskies. It's going to be Tanner Newt on the interception. And a game-changing play there for the Husky defense.
And what a brutal time to have your 2nd interception if you're Noah Trigueros. And, I mean, not that there's no reason to force that. He's just trying to make something happen with his team down, looking for Cooper Perry, and just overshot him just a bit and into the arms of Tanner Newt. And this can essentially be a put-away drive now thanks to that. And we can't stress it enough. This defense has played well all night long, and they get the icing on the cake there with the takeaway.
And to your point, on that 3rd down play, I do understand why Noah Trigueros is trying to push that ball downfield. If you throw it away, you only have 1 chance on 4th down. Ashley going to hand this football off, and a little bit of a push from the offensive line will get it towards the 30, and that's where they're going to mark it.
And this is nothing against this Notre Dame offense. They've played a great game of football up to this point. You know, Horizon's just played a little better, and Trigueros has been outstanding, and he's just trying to make a play for his team and doesn't do it there.
It's only a 2nd interception on the season as well as Zamorano breaks free. He's out to the 40. On the far side, he's hit out of bounds late, and we will get another flag coming against the Saints defense.
I saw the look of disappointment there from the defender when he got up, kind of turned his neck over to be like, oh man, you got to be kidding me. But it is late. He was already a couple steps out of bounds, and that's going to be an even more of a crushing blow to this. The hopes for the Saints to get back in this one is going to push them into opponent territory. But Zamorano in this rushing attack looking to really put this game away.
The Saints defense has struggled since the middle part of the first quarter. Haven't been able to contain this Horizon offense. And really showing here on a crucial drive. Ashley takes the snap, hands the ball off. Zamorano out to about the 35 where he's finally brought down.
Zamorano Walker.
Now one of these times I'm trying to manifest this here, see if I can call it. But one of these times Ashley's going to keep it, and he's going to have a lot of green because they seem to be biting on the fact that they're giving him to these power backs to let him hold on to the football, kind of wind some time down. One of these times Ashley's going to pull it back. He's going to be surprised by how much space he has.
That's why this option play is so effective for this Horizon offense, because you have such lethal threats. Jace Ashley, Anthony Segura, Bodie Zamorano, they've all been fantastic this year. That's what makes this offense so dynamic. Ashley hands the ball off. And a gain of a couple there. It'll be close to the first down marker, and I think they're going to say he's up and past it. And it is a first down there for the Huskies.
Kind of another point here for this defense, and they're such in a state of panic that they want to try to do everything they can to get the ball back. You're going to be lenient on that first option, which is usually the running back, especially when you know that they're trying to play keep away. Your first initial thought is that they're going to give it to the guy who holds on to the ball the most, and most of the time that's the running back. So if Ashley can just kind of play into their aggression, he can be set for a big play here to put this game away.
You can see the Husky offense taking their time, looking to the sideline almost every single play. Ashley fakes the throw, hands it off. Zamorano running around the right side, and he gets close to the 25. I think they're going to mark him a yard shy at the 26-yard line. They will indeed.
Yeah, they're just pretty much milking this clock away as much as they can. All runs, no sense in passing the ball when you're up this big. But like I said, if Ashley can just pull one away, I just have a feeling.
See if your feeling comes true here. Ashley hands the ball off to Zamorano. They bit for Ashley that time. And he's going to be ruled down at the 20. He's going to have yet another Huskies first down.
And now we're going to get to the 5-minute mark, and now this becomes a game of really for the defense just trying to do everything you can to punch that ball out. We're going to see a lot of trying to rip the ball from the hands of these runners. You can't afford to give up a touchdown or really any points, any kind of points, make this a 3-score game as we tick to 5 minutes. So look for them to really be all in here.
Defense needs a stop. They find themselves down by 14 points with under 5 to play. Even a field goal here would make it a 3-possession game. Given the time, it would probably take a miracle here for the Saints. Zamorano is going to take it himself. A nice fake there by him. He's able to get a couple yards. Dives towards the 15-yard line, but he'll be a few yards shy there.
About 2.
Now that's a nice play there by Ashley to keep it to himself. Not quite the play I was thinking. I was thinking more of an outside run, but so the goal here is for them to just try to take off as much clock as possible, but I'm pretty sure that they'd love to punctuate this with a touchdown.
Be great momentum for this offense. Next week they'll travel, excuse me, not next week, but on the 20th they'll travel to Higley for their next game. They're on bye next week. As that run will take Zamorano down to the 15. A little bit of extracurricular after the play.
They're just finishing their blocks. Sometimes when you're down there grabbing everybody like that, the usual motion is to just finish what you started. I think they were in the midst of going down there.
The Huskies on bye next week. It'll be the Notre Dame Prep Saints taking on Higley next week. And the Horizon Huskies will follow up the next week by taking on Higley. They come to the line quickly. Ashley will take the snap. He's running right. He's going to get tripped up right after the 15 to the 14-yard line.
Tripped up by number 34, Braden Higby.
Let's see what they do here. I don't see, no, now I see Canyon Floyd coming on. But if he can put this one away, that'll effectively all but ice it, make it a 3-score game with under 3 to play.
Double bring up a 4th and about 4. The Notre Dame 14.
The clock continues winding under 3. The Huskies going to take all the time they need at this point to send Canyon Floyd out there, trying to punctuate this one. As the PA said, a 31-yard attempt, the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and Canyon Floyd puts it through the uprights. A 41-24 lead here for the Huskies, and with only 2:33 to play, that will about end the Saints' hopes at a win tonight.
And what a put-away drive that was by the Saints offense, able to methodically move down the field, get first downs on 3rd down, try to ice as much clock as possible. Steady diet of Bodie Zamorano on that drive. Occasionally, Ashley was able to keep it and get catch the defense off guard a bit, but credit Zamorano for holding on to the ball and really just, like you said, icing this game away and leaving hardly any chance for the Saints to do anything. It's been a heck of a game for this Horizon offense. Well deserved after last week's crushing defeat in the last seconds.
Up until the 2:33 mark of the fourth quarter, it had been within 14 points at all times.
Make sure the volume on the camera's up. Thank you.
Sorry. Sorry about that, folks. I think we are good now. That one is booted into the end zone. So the Notre Dame Saints will have a 1st and 10 at the 20. We thank Eric Castellan, as always, one of the great thinkers, speakers, and football minds on this Varsity Sports Show team, for his contribution as he departs for the post-game interview with Coach Litton and his player of the game. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Varsity Show for exclusive content, including Eric's post-game interview. As Trigueros just able to get that ball away before the pressure came off the edge. Throws it out of bounds, incomplete. 2nd and 10 upcoming. That was intended for Colton Jones. Again, as we mentioned before, this Horizon Huskies team, they're on a bye next week. They'll take on Higley on the 20th and Cactus Shadows on the 27th. Both teams with winning records as it currently stands. So 2 tough matchups coming up for this Huskies team. Trigueros drops back, pressure coming, tries to evade it. For the time being, he does. He floats this one downfield. It's caught, a 1st down and more, and that's going to be Meyer on the catch. It's been very involved, Brady Meyer, tonight. Brady Meyer listed on the roster as a running back, but he's been more involved in the receiving end of things. And the Saints get a 1st down out of that play. And a clock stoppage as well as he gets out of bounds. See how long it is before Trigueros finally tries to take the shots downfield. He's going to have to at some point. We'll see if he starts to air it out here. Trigueros drops back. The pressure is coming. Can't do it on that play. A flag is called. Penalty is called, rather. Flag hits the field. And we'll see what the call is on this one. Folks, once again, make sure to tune into the Varsity Sports Show Saturday mornings from 8 to 10 a.m. on 1060 KDUS Arizona for post-game wraps, interviews with coaches, and content from all of our fantastic team here at the Varsity Sports Show. And we do have a referee huddle here at the 25, 26-yard line. And here's the call. So it'll be pass interference against the defense. Another unfortunate penalty there for the Huskies will move this football down the field. Obviously, we mentioned before last game, the Horizon Huskies saw themselves pick up 10 penalties for a total of 110 penalty yards against Desert Mountain. It was very uncharacteristic for them. That'll move the ball up to the 45-yard line. 2 receivers out wide at the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top. Trigueros takes the snap. Going to fire this one to the left side. It is complete. That's Meyer on the receiving end once again. Breaks a tackle, breaks a couple tackles, stays on his feet. A nice run there after the catch by Meyer, and he's out to the 42-yard line, and this offense moving quickly.
Now, 1st and 10 at the Husky 42.
Saints have to work quickly here. Trigueros takes the snap. He's going to fire this one underneath. It's going to be to Cooper Perry. Perry's going to head upfield. He breaks a tackle, 2 tackles, and he's out to the 35. A couple yards shy of the first down marker there. Approaching 90 seconds to play here in this matchup.
Second 4 from the 36.
Ball placed at the 36-yard line. Trigueros takes the snap. Pressure coming right in his face, right at his feet. He's still on his feet, still scrambling, looking for something to develop downfield. Now works his way back to the middle of the field. Trigueros fires to the far sideline, and that one is caught. And that's going to be number 12, Colton Jones. So some freelance work there for Noah Trigueros. He's able to find his number 2 receiver for the first down. And Jones out of bounds on that play. Another clock stoppage with 1:14 to play. No doubt about it, if this team does score, they're going to need an onside kick. Trigueros working with an empty backfield. Myers going to work behind him. Trigueros looking towards him, and now he's going to be sacked. That's Carson Cobb. And he has been very, very active tonight. As we said, leading into this matchup, he's the team leader in total tackles. He's the team leader in sacks. And he adds another one to his resume right there. Second down, Trigueros looks left, fires that way. It is complete. It's Cooper Perry, a missed tackle there. He's going to work his way out of bounds near the 15-yard line. And he does just that. The clock stops with 42.2 to play.
23, Tanner Duke.
Cooper Perry had the early touchdown. Looks a little bit winded or gassed. Not sure if he's hurt there. Assume he's probably just a little bit tired, but bending over a lot here. Hopefully just to catch his breath.
South end of the field for autographs, pictures with the team. All 6 Bears after the game. South end zone.
So this ball is spotted at the 17. Trigueros has got a one-on-one on the far side of the field if he wants to take it. We'll see if somebody drifts over there. He doesn't see it. He doesn't see the pressure either, and it gets to him. He's sacked back at the 30-yard line. That's number 23 for the Horizon Huskies. It's going to be Tanner Newt, who had the interception earlier, and now he has a sack as well. And a timeout on the field here for the Notre Dame Prep Saints. And it looks like it's going to be a big 4th down play upcoming. See if the Huskies can stand here and stop the scoring at 24. They've done a great job. As Eric mentioned earlier on defense, they have been very, very sharp tonight. A couple of sacks, a key interception by Tanner Newt. It looked like the Saints might just get a scoring drive out of it. They have been much improved from the second half of last week.
We got, it looks like 4th and long at the, must be 28-yard line.
4th and long upcoming here for the Saints. Last breath. They'll need the 14 to convert this one. The ball currently spotted at the 28. So call this a 4th and 14. Trigueros drops back. The pressure's coming. He's got to get rid of this ball. He's going to fire it. And it's incomplete, but flags fly. Believe that was Carson Cobb downfield. Intended for Jamison Bush. And a pass interference call is going to give this team a first down. Nice play by Jamison Bush there to try and come back to that ball and draw that flag. We'll get the official call right here. So 2 penalties actually called on that play. Noah Trigueros hit the deck. There was a roughing the passer called. And that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. And it'll give a first down. So the last breath aided by a penalty there. 26.5 to play.
26.5 seconds remaining in this ballgame.
Saints trying to get on the board here at this point. Win doesn't look like it's within their grasp. Playing for pride here late in the fourth quarter. Trying to gain some momentum headed to Higley next week. Snap taken by Trigueros. Pressure is coming. Is he able to get rid of it? No, he's able to stay on his feet. Trigueros still on his feet. Now pump fakes. He's still on his feet. Evades many defenders. Still on his feet. What a display by Trigueros. Is he able to stay up again? He is. And he fires this football and it's complete. Still going downfield to the 20-yard line. Noah Trigueros. One of the most unbelievable, improbable plays you will ever see at the high school level. He's able to evade 4 sacks, break out of them, and still able to get a completion. And 1.6 seconds to play on the clock. And a timeout here by the Saints. I mean, that is probably one of the most unbelievable plays I have ever seen at any level. The Horizon Huskies had 4 opportunities at a sack. Noah Trigueros breaks out of every single one of them. And he's able to fire off a completion. The only thing that would have made that better is if he somehow found the end zone on that one. I think he might have found himself on SportsCenter's top 10 tonight. A little bit of who let the dogs out here. We'll break from the timeout, and we'll have 1.6 seconds on the clock, so likely to be the final play here. And what a treat we just had watching that play. I have a feeling all those Husky defenders trying to take down Trigueros in the backfield and get a sack will be watching that in their sleep tonight. Trigueros with 4 receivers, 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Pressure is coming. He's going to fire this one. It'll hit the deck. And 0.3 still on the clock. So we actually are going to see another play here.
Third down with 0.3 seconds remaining.
0.3 seconds to play. We had 1.6 before. Not sure if they had changed it. But somehow they're going to get another shot at it here. And this will definitely be the final play of the game. Always have to have some pessimism. Jeez, that is a tough word, huh? Empty backfield. Trigueros fumbles the snap. He just falls on it, and that's going to be the end of the game. Coach Litton looking at the home side of the fans, and he pumps his fist to them. A great win for the Huskies coming off of a tough loss against Desert Mountain. They get the win. 41-24 our final score. Noah Trigueros with a great play at the end there. If he had found the touchdown, it probably would have been on SportsCenter's top 10, but he didn't. And the Huskies, they get a big win at home. They'll go into their bye at 5-2 with a chance at the playoff. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. We had a great game. We'll be back once again on the 20th at Higley for what should be an exciting matchup between the Horizon Huskies and Higley. For Zach Mott and Eric Castellon, this has been the Varsity Sports Show. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your night.